Switch the lights off. Let the night scream on its own. It's already tomorrow, yet I'm ready to give birth to the spring child. I am jangled nerves and quintessential soul. Sia roars in my membrane, talking of a childhood of hell with a beat forged from a volcano. My general practitioner will hate me. Sorry, doctor. I suffer with artistic keening. Doctor, can you see the spell on the ceiling? The piano music turned indigo, patterning the sigh of the walls that are breathing. Will pills save or damn me? At 7, I'll wake into some sort of ordinary, rested, shameless, or confused, regaining some remnant of reality. The magic fading into the floorboards. We dedicate today's stream to the wonderful Genevieve Ray, who we learned sadly passed away a month ago. She was amazing, absolutely amazing, and she loved Baldur's Gate 3. So we're going to play the game that she absolutely loved and that she found me on, and it will be a fitting start to our new series. Hi everyone, how are you doing? Hi, welcome in. We want to, Stevie's ready for this, pay tribute to Jen. Today's stream is dedicated to Jen. To that end, I am trying to contact friends and family to try and find if there is any particular charity that Jen supported. And if so, we'll try and find that charity, and I will organize some kind of fundraiser so that we can sort of honor her memory in a really appropriate way. So, hi everybody, welcome, happy Thursday. Somber start, but I know Jen and she would absolutely want us to have a complete blast today, and that's what we're going to do. She will be missed. She will absolutely be missed. Remember that this book is her book, and you can get this book. You can buy it, bookstores, on the internet, everywhere. Free roaming adult woman. It has some very, very, very powerful words inside, and we will be reading more from this today. So, how is everybody doing? I see that Spuddy was here first with the potato emotes, and Ams was here first on YouTube. How's everybody else doing? I see Eli's here. I see that Heidi's here. Cactus is here. Dino's here. Who else am I missing? Background ambience. Oh yeah, the Baldur's Gate 3 music, although there's none in this screen at the moment. We moved away from the music because the game will give us the music that we require today. Rebus is here, of course. Now Heidi has asked for this. Heidi's been waiting all week for this particular voice, so we're going to do this for Heidi now. If I can, let's
Ohana means family. Family means nobody gets left behind or forgotten.
There you go. I hope you enjoyed that. You can take that with you to the grave. How you doing? Stitch. Yeah, it was. See, the fact that you know who it was is already a great sign. So, well done. That's so good. Thank you. The Pam finds it. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you. I can do some things in life, and that is one of them. Guess what I get to do tonight? Sabers. Do you get to do sabers? And something else. Play Stardew? Wait, no. I don't know. No, not sabers. Okay, wait. What else? Drive? Do you get to drive? So yeah, I mean, Cat, how you doing? Cat, you legend. I'm excited. Cat. I'm excited for Sunday. I don't have my license. I can't drive. Are you getting a license? You're making pierogi. Oh my goodness me. Yes, I do know what that is, and that's badass, I know. You're going to a queer prom. Let's go. That's sick. Oh my goodness. Do we get to see pictures of you in your prom outfit? What are you wearing? Are you gonna look badass? Are you gonna look all dapper? Are you gonna wear a suit and that? Suit and tie? I look forward to. You're making sushi, Cat. Oh my god. Do I get some sushi? Oof, that's good. That's some good hot water, everybody. Good hot water. Okay, so we'll be doing some we're going to be doing some Baldur's Gate 3. I'm very excited about Baldur's Gate 3. I want to crack on because we have a lot to get through, and for those of you who know this game, you'll know it is very long. So I'm going to try less of the initial yapping and more of the let's get on with the game. Okay, so why the fuck did Dapper come up 2 times today? Who knows? So you guys will get pictures. I'm wearing my binder dressed up for the first time, which is exciting. It's a button up and dress pants for the outfit. Oof, hell yes. Mo not yapping. Is everything okay? No, everything is not okay. Hello, Stevens. Stevens just comes now. She just comes straight up to me. She's just like, give me the treats, man. There's no treats yet. There will be treats, but it's not right now. So excited for early game BG3. Let's do this, guys, because we've got a whole intro, we've got character creation and everything to go. So if somebody would like to do exclamation playthrough in the chat, YouTube or Twitch, it doesn't matter. It will give you an idea of what we're aiming for today. So everyone follow again. No, that won't work. That will not work. New people, new follows only. Let's go. This is a beginner-friendly playthrough of Baldur's Gate 3. We are playing as a mixture of actor Matt Berry's most famous characters all rolled into one persona. Douglas Laszlo Toast, a high charisma, low intelligence, satyromaniac buffoon. So the other thing that you can do is exclamation Matt Berry. That is the other command we have for this stream today. So you can go ahead and do that.
What the fuck did you just say?
So yeah, we're gonna have a little bit of fun today with our friend Matt Berry. So let's do this, guys. Let's flap in do this. Oh, there may be a cooldown. Yeah, there is definitely a cooldown. That's why there's a cooldown, Ams. I've already seen it coming. I've seen it coming already. I know what you guys is like. So let me switch over to the game screen and let's do this thing. Ladies and gentlemen, Baldur's Gate 3. So we're going to start a new game. So now, for those of you who don't know anything about the game, we are going to go into it in normal mode. And there's a reason I'm doing normal mode and not explorer mode. Explorer mode is extremely low difficulty and lets you explore all the storyline. Firstly, also tell me if the music is too loud over my voice. I need to know that first. So Explorer mode is very easy combat. You know, it's not difficult. The enemies aren't too hard. You level up very easily. All of that stuff. But what you cannot do is you cannot multi-class. So that means when we come to it, and I'll explain all of this stuff as we go through, you choose a class or a job basically for your character. In balanced mode and above, you can mix jobs later on. As you level up, you can say, well, I want to be a fighter and I want to be a wizard. So you can mix them both together. In Explorer mode, you can't do mixing. So we're going to go with balanced mode. Tactician mode is the hard difficulty. Honor mode is the insanely hard difficulty. If you die, you're dead. You cannot reload the game. So that is, one and done. And then you can have a custom experience where you can have an honor mode that reloads. Honor mode also, the enemies are way harder as well. So the crazy challenge people do honor mode runs, which I still have yet to do. I generally play on tactician, but for this we're going to go with balanced. Hey Spork, how are you doing? So let's start the game. There's going to be intro scenes, and I won't skip them. I'll let all of the cutscenes play out so you guys can have a full experience of Baldur's Gate 3, and then I will explain things as we go. I'll explain how the game works, I'll explain the crazy menu, I'll explain all the different elements and stuff to do with leveling up, choosing your character, the whole where the points lie, what it all means. I'll do it all. So if you have absolutely no idea about D&D and you have absolutely no idea about Baldur's Gate 3, this is the place for you to come. This is the live stream to save this playlist. Save it on YouTube, !YouTube, and then you can enjoy it. Siva, hello, welcome in, or should I say Jemria? Now we hope the game doesn't crash. We're about to witness Shrimpy having her eye exam. If you're squeamish about bugs and eye stuff, then I would suggest you look away now. Okay, who am I? So we will reset all the tutorials because I want all of you guys to be able to see all of the things. So what I need to do now is I'm going to get a what do you call it, a picture of Matt Berry that I can refer to, and that's what we'll use as our guide. So I'm just going to go get that right now. Let's decide on a Matt Berry image that we're going to. I'm thinking something like this, the classic Laszlo Cravensworth image of Matt Berry. So if everybody's okay with this, that's what we're going to attempt to create. I thought we were watching a creepy movie. How are you? Is it Wizards? How are you doing? Davy Jones from Pirate, is that you? Yeah, I know, right? I'm so old. I was thinking Davy Jones from the Monkees. Isn't that his name? Yeah, I think so, actually. Okay, so we're not going. So for those of you who are watching, you don't know the game. These are the pre-built characters. You can be any one of these you want. You can click on it and then you become that character and you play their storyline, should you wish. Or you can customize it and be whatever you want to be. And that's where we're going to go, because we want to create this Matt Berry embodied character. So generally in life, Matt Berry is not only an actor but a very accomplished musician, and in many of the roles he's taken on, he sings and he plays guitar and he plays piano and he does a lot of things. So my initial thinking is that I'm going to make him a bard, but later on I will multi-class him as a warlock, but bard first because I feel like that's his nature. He is someone who has extremely high charisma. For some reason, he's always able to convince people of stuff, like despite the fact that his intelligence and wisdom is extremely low. So we're going for a very high charisma. Thank you so much for the follow. Because of that, the dog gets a treat. So let's give the dog a treat. She'll be here somewhere. Over there, dog. There you go. Thank you so much. So, we will be high charisma, low intelligence, probably medium wisdom, right? But then we'll make up for it by having high constitution and other things. And again, I will explain all of this stuff as we go through. But the other important fact that I want to sort of keep is the fact that he is a human. And so we're actually going to play him as a human. So we're not going to be an elf, we're not going to be a dragonborn or a tiefling or anything like that. We are going to go full on Matt Berry human. So we're going to change our race initially. Now when we choose our race, you can see that we'll have a ton of options. Where are we going? Not high elf, I don't want any of this. So we want a custom character. So we select custom to begin with. And we can edit our appearance. But first I'm just going to choose human. Because when we edit our appearance, I want it to be a human appearance that we're editing. So let's go and see what we're going to look like. And this is the part that sort of like takes the time. Like, this is what's fun. Yeah, Dino, we love that you're here as well. So, body type. I would go here. I would say he's probably more this. He's a bit chubbier than this, but you know, we'll go with this. How about the voice?
Where to next?
Let's hope the locals are friendly.
Hells, something just woke up down here.
Be wary. This place is trapped.
It's opened.
More of those wretched things.
There's magic keeping this chest sealed. I can...
Where to? Let's hope the locals.
Hells, something just...
Be wary.
It's opened.
Yeah,
I wonder what's back there.
I think that's more him than anybody else. Okay, so let's take a look at the face now. So we need that kind of Matt Berry face if we can get it. So let's get his skin tone first. So he is pale, not completely white. Travis Masheka, hello. BF and I just started a 4-player run through of BG3. Hell yeah, let's go. You there, computer man. Fix my pants. Out of curiosity, don't they show genitals in creation? Can you show that on YouTube? Will YouTube like punish you? You can show it because it's part of a game, but I will select the option to hide it. Actually, that's a really good point. We can do that in the options. We can hide the genitals. Is that an interface? I can't remember. Just because there may be kids watching. It's not under video, is it? No, it's probably under gameplay. Oh, maybe not. I'll put the tutorials on just for fun. Yeah, maybe it isn't here. Maybe it's actually in the... accessibility? Accessibility. Show me. Yeah, look here. Literally, show genitals. There you go. Show sexual and violent cinematics. Well, the thing is, we do want the violent cinematics, but maybe we will turn this off so that it is safe for all viewers. Okay, let's resume. Well done. Okay, so let's get that skin tone correct. I had the picture up here. There it is. Okay. Yeah, I think that's about right. Hold on. Okay, yeah, I think that's the right skin tone. Okay, let's confirm that. We've got the voice, we've got the skin tone. Now the face shape. That is actually not too bad. The other option was, I think that's too big. I think the first one was probably the most accurate. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely the first one. Okay. Does he have any scarring? Let me see. I don't think so. So we'll probably leave out the scarring. Let's see if there's anything cool. No? Okay, so maturity, he's definitely a bit older. So he's not that old, but he's got some wrinkles. So we'll go for that. Freckles. He doesn't have any freckles, so we don't need any freckles or anything like that. Okay. So let's go on to body art. Tattoos, none. Piercings, none. Eyes. His eyes are very, very dark. Very, very dark. So we'll go with that colour. He doesn't really have makeup. I mean, he could do, but at the moment, I would say no makeup. BCT, how you doing, Toasty? Let's go character creation. Hell yeah! I'm trying to keep up on your messages as well. Lip tint, so he does have kind of very pale lips. Not the same as his skin color though, but also not red or peachy, so I'm just trying to find, based on the picture I'm looking at. Oh yeah. That's too bright. That's too dark. Yeah, maybe. Well, actually, maybe if it is that, but then slightly lighter. Oh no, that doesn't work that way. That's more red, so yeah, just like that. It's probably good. Okay. And hair. Now this is where we'll really define the dude. So we're looking for. Hey Val, yes, we're doing a Mattberry based Baldur's Gate 3 one. So we want hair that looks like this. Okay, that's the kind of hair we're looking for. So let's see if we can find it. Okay. So we know already the hair color is going to be like black. We've got no highlights, so that's okay. Maybe we'll have like some slight graying. Ever so slight graying. Okay, but we need the right hairstyle. Oh, that's too much graying. It only goes to 10. Oh, here we go. 1. Maybe. We'll see. We'll turn it off for now. Okay, so where is this fantastic hair that we're looking for? This is not his hair. Or this kind of weird cut, whatever that is. So remember, we're not using mods either because, oh yeah, there you go. That's, I mean, is that probably the closest we're going to get? Let me just double check. That's a bit, that could work. It might be a bit too long, but it could work. No, not that. Okay, so let's take a look at these options and you guys tell me. Okay, so this option here, as you can see, so you guys are going to choose. That's Jackie Daytona. Right, so you guys can choose, okay, based on based on this image here, right? So you've got this hairstyle, which I feel is a little bit longer, or the other option, I think the one I prefer. Was it this one? Yeah, although it's a little bit shorter, it felt more like this. But you guys choose one or two, one or two, one or two. A regular human bartender. So good. 2, yeah, I'm going for 2 as well. I think 2 is more accurate. Oh, it's Critical Role tonight, guys, just FYI. Okay, so now we have to make it all come together, and that is in the facial hair. Because the facial hair is what will make it be Matt Berry. Oh, why is all of these, why is it so patchy? Oh my goodness me, why have we got such patchy beards? Oh my god, imagine this. This is the old school Laszlo when he was younger, but I think that's more Nandor. I think it's going to be this very patchy though. I'm pretty sure that's not normal. Like, why is it so why is your beard so patchy, bro? Like, what is this? What is going on here? Oh dear lord. See you, Cactus. Yeah, Lurky Turkey, no worries, Masheka. I hope you're doing well. It should be this size beard, but it's too... Look, it's so patchy. It feels wrong. It feels like it's a mistake. See, look at that. That doesn't look anything like how this should look. But he's got under the chin. Like, this is the beard, right? But it's so busted. Do you think that's just a bug, or do you think it's actually like patchy like that? I wonder. Because I'm like, oh yeah, I can make him like that, but is it going to look that bad all the way through? Like, look how awful that is. He needs a beard like mine. A glorious beard. Not this nonsense. We could go... what other options do we have? Definitely not the mutton chops. This is too much. This is way too much. I mean, there is definitely a case to be made for this beard, I'm sure. No, not that. I'm going to lean towards this one simply because it's fully covered and it feels more... Shrimpy, you made it! It feels more like this, if I can get to that, right? Although it needs to be less, I can't seem to get to it, so it's just going to have to be this one. I will double check on the face again and see if we can make a face that works a bit better now that we have all the other things in place. But I do feel like the first face... Maybe this guy. Yeah, this guy might do the trick. Okay. We'll go with this. Okay, so now that we have our look, let's talk about the different thing. Yeah, we make up for the short hair with a longer beard. Exactly. So let's talk about being a human. So in D&D, when you pick a race, which is now in 2024 called species, and move away from the term race, when you choose a species, each species has its own innate abilities, so stuff that it can do that nobody else can do. So, for example, if you were to be a halfling, have I lost all my appearance? Of course I did. I'll remake it back again. But if I was to be a halfling, I get certain features for being a halfling. For example, I'm lucky. So if I ever, when I roll my dice, if I roll a 1, which is a fail, I can re-roll that dice again. So it's just one of the things. An elf, for example, doesn't need a long rest and can't be affected by like spells that put you to sleep. So all of them have different things. Humans have this thing called civil militia, so it's weapon proficiency with different weapons and armor proficiency with light armor and shield. So what that means, there are a certain number of weapons that I can use with no disadvantage and actually get a bonus on my attack with those weapons, and I can use light armor without imposing any disadvantage on myself, and I can use shields. The other thing I have is versatility, so I get to choose, because people don't like being humans in fantasy games, but as a human you have what's called versatility, because you're kind of like in the middle of so many different other species. You don't have all these crazy abilities of like elves and dwarves and half orcs and stuff, but you're versatile, so you can choose any skill you want and you can become really good at it. So we can go around and we can choose and we can be really good at skills. I'm just going to quickly put my face back to Daytona we wanted. I've pretty much remembered all of the things, so I'm not too concerned about that. There's no makeup, we know the hair. We chose the slightly shorter hair here in black with no highlights and no graying intensity, and the facial hair was the big beard in natural black. There we go, with no graying. Okay, so we have remade the character. The only difference is the body shape, which we chose 4. Perfect. Okay, and the voice?
More of those wretched things.
Perfect. Okay. Vitamin THC, is that a regular human bartender? It is, it absolutely is. I love all of the people that are coming in here and they know all the Matt Berry references. Exclamation Matt Berry. Let's go. Bang Matt Berry. Yes, bang Matt Berry. Thank you so much for that follow. Because of you followed, the dog gets a treat. The dog is currently at my feet waiting for said treat. I will put it in her bed so you can see dog. Yes, exclamation Matt Berry. You really are the most devious bastard in Baldur's Gate City. My god, my doggo. Giving my doggo a treat as well. Hell yeah, let's go. He's a lovely doggo. Yeah, she's amazing. Her name is Stevie. Okay, so so I'm happy with that. Yeah, you know what though? Looking at this picture with his, we can actually give him the longer hair. Whoops. Looking at that picture, because the beard actually fits. So we could try him with the longer hair. Should we do that and see if he looks more hobo-ish is what we want. So the longer hair was all the way down at the bottom, wasn't it? Or somewhere down here. That's the one we've got. This one. Yeah. Yeah. I think we got it, people. I think we've got it. Let me just double check there wasn't another one. No, I think that was the one, wasn't it? Let me just double check if there's another hairstyle. No. Yeah, I think that works. That feels very similar to this image. So I'm going with this. I'm going with this one. Jackie Daytona. Thanks for the lurk. Okay. So, as a human, we have these things. So let's explore the class that we were talking about. Now, it's on point as Baldur's Gate 3 will let you get that photo. That's true. So, if you remember, so we get to choose what species, what race we are. And you have all of these options. I'm not going to click on all of them because it's going to change. But like I said, all of them have their own features that they get. So if you're playing this game for the first time, click on all of them and read what their features are and see if any of them really like speak to you. Sometimes you're just like, I definitely want to be a dwarf. I'm going to be a dwarf and nothing else matters. And that's great. But you know, if you don't know and you're like, oh, I want one that's going to be really useful or whatever, then you can go around and click on each one and choose. Sometimes a particular species works really good for a particular class that you choose. And remember, class is like your job. So if we go and pick our class, now I told you already I'm going for a bard because the Matt Berry character in general, Matt Berry as a person, is definitely a bard. And bards, their skill that they use the most is charisma. And again, if we look at Laszlo Cravensworth, if we look at Toast, if we look at Douglas Venom, all of those characters, although very low intelligence, have extremely high charisma because they can still get everything they want. They manage to talk their way into and out of any situation, and they become very successful based on this. So I'm going for the bard, and later on I am going to multi-class him, and we talked about that, but we'll get to that when we level up, as a warlock as well. And warlock will give him some magical abilities, other than the bard gives you magical abilities, but the warlock gives him much more powerful spells, which will actually make him useful as a fighter. But for now, I want to lean in to the fact that his character is often a coward, doesn't want conflict, doesn't like conflict, always wants to run away from conflict, and I feel like it works really well to be a bard, and so we're going to go with a bard. So as a bard, you get certain things. You get certain spells, actions, and your own features, and all the rest of it. So once we've selected bard, you'll notice that this thing here on the right hand side updates. As this thing here will tell you where all your points are, and it will tell you what you can do. As you build up your character more, you'll see this stuff change. What is important at this stage, as you change different things, you'll notice on the sheet here with all these numbers, there's a star over one of those. Okay, these are called our abilities. And there'll be a star over the ability that matters the most to this character, to this job. So, for example, if I'm a barbarian, basically hitting things, smashing things, being like the Hulk, strength is my most. I should put all of my efforts into strength. That is the key number one thing I need to worry about. So that's why there's a star over strength. That is the main thing I care about. If you're a wizard, it's intelligence. The reason for that is wizards learn all of their spells from reading books. They have to be quite intelligent beings to do that. So you want a character that has high intelligence, and you can set all of these, by the way. You can choose what your intelligence is. You could be a wizard who's really dumb. You won't have very powerful spells, but you could choose to roleplay that character. As a bard, you'll see that charisma here, CHA, charisma, is the most important ability. That means all of the spells that a bard casts when they play their instrument and they cast a spell through music, it is charisma that they use to make that spell powerful. So the more points you have in charisma, the higher of a chance that that spell will be more powerful and do more either buffing or damage, whatever it is, that whatever the bard is doing. So we want to focus on charisma, so we're going to put more points into charisma, but we also know from a role-playing perspective that we want to have low intelligence and we want to have moderate to low wisdom, because that is the character, and so we're going to create the character based on that, and we will set those points, and I'll show you where to set those in a moment as well. So we've chosen our bard, so we can see that we get some cantrips and some spells, and we'll get into that in a second because we're going to choose them here, so I won't worry about them here. But it says here, little description, we can have a little description about what the bard is and what their proficiencies are. So bards know that music is more than idle fancy, it is power. Through study and adventure, these travelling troubadours master song, speech, and the magic within. So speech is also vital. Because in the game, as you are speaking to people, you can actually get out of combat just by talking your way out of combat if you roll high enough on your charisma. So having a high charisma score makes it easier to either get people on your side, to buy things cheaper, to convince people to do things for you. All of that kind of stuff all comes down to charisma. Again, absolutely perfect for a Matt Berry based character. Are we allowed to ask long-term plans like eventual subclasses? Or no, I've said already. The plan, or at least the initial plan, is that I will be a bard, multi-classed with a warlock, possibly. And the reason I think that would work is thinking of a character like Laszlo. If Laszlo was approached by a demon and said, "You can have loads of power, sign your soul to me," Laszlo Cravensworth would be like, "Absolutely," and he would sign that piece of paper in a heartbeat, right, to get more power. So that is why I'm thinking potentially that could work. Right, so I was just catching up on chat. So you can see here the proficiencies. So as a bard, you can use, without any disadvantage, and actually with a slight advantage, simple weapons. So these are basically like normal hand swords, daggers, like short bows. Those are kind of considered like simple weapons. You can also use hand crossbows, which are pretty good, long swords. So here you've also got rapiers, short swords, and your armor proficiency is light armor. So if you try and wear heavy armor or medium armor, which although will boost up your armor, it will impose disadvantages on you, like you can't be as stealthy, or you may not be able to carry as much or do certain spells. For example, I'm back and Ams is fucked. What happened? What happened to Ams? 10 out of 10 character choice. Thank you very much. So let's, also as you see, as I'm building it up, you can also see my proficiencies are increased here. So this is the amalgamation of everything I have so far. My weapon proficiencies from being a human and from being a bard. So I get 2 lots and they mix, and my armor as well. Light armor from being a human and a bard, and shields from being a human. But I missed, say how you feel about playing the human race in games. Oh, I don't mind. He said he heckin' loved them. Humans get versatility, which is really nice. Okay, so let's look at some spells. If you've come from playing games like Skyrim, you're going to be used to casting spells until you run out of mana, right? Or whatever your spell power is. Usually in games it's mana, right? So you'll have like a mana meter and you can just keep casting fire or healing or whatever until that runs down to 0. Then you have to wait for it to recharge. In D&D, things are slightly different. Every magical class has a number of slots that they can use to cast spells. Once you use up all of the slots for casting spells, you have to sleep. You've got no choice, they recharge. So in D&D, the idea is that spellcasters use their spells very carefully. But on top of that, what they do is they give you certain spells called cantrips. And cantrips are spells that you can use. They don't do a lot of damage generally, but you can use them as many times as you like. You don't need to rest. They cast instantly. They're really cool. You can use them to either attack people, you can use them sometimes to heal people, you can also use them to buff people or debuff enemies. So we'll go into a few of those and how we want to do. Shrimp, I missed the 5 out of 7 stream, so I didn't get the joke. Oh no. So there are some options here. I'm going to get rid of all of those. So we get to choose our 2 cantrips that we want here. So Vicious Mockery I really love. As a bard, one of the coolest things you can do is shout an insult across the battlefield at an enemy. If that insult hits the enemy, if they're susceptible to it, then they'll take psychic damage from the insult, but also they have disadvantage on their next roll. So you are kind of like, you're debuffing the enemy, but also causing a little bit of damage too. And as you go in higher levels, it does more damage. So I like the idea of you just being on the battlefield as a bard, like right far at the back, and just shouting across the battlefield, like giving it like your mama jokes or something like that, like to just really like fuck with the person's brain on the other side and like throw them off their game. So I like that. So Vicious Mockery is something I really like taking as a bard. I feel like Your mother was an elderberry. So I feel like that is also a very Matt Berry character trait to take. Right? You could definitely see Laszlo doing that. We need a Your Mama joke command. Oh my god, we do. So there are some other stuff. There's Blade Ward, which will half the damage coming into people. Mage Hand, which is really cool. You can conjure a spectral hand that can go and open doors and pick up small items for you. You can take True Strike, so you gain advantage on your next roll, which is pretty cool. You have advantage on charisma checks against people who aren't hostile. So if you're in a conversation and you want a better chance of getting of convincing that person to be friends with you, to do what you want, you can have an advantage, which means you get to roll that dice 2 times, and we'll come to the dice rolls when we get to it, but you get to roll the dice 2 times and take the higher number, so that might be one worth taking. Dancing Lights, where you can create lights around you. Light is also another cantrip, and Minor Illusion, so you can create a small image, maybe like of a cat or of a dog or something, that can distract the enemy or another person, and you can like cast it somewhere else to distract enemies. I've been debating between True Strike, which is quite cool, but I think that Friends is going to be the one I choose. As we level up, we'll be able to choose more later on, but I feel like Friends is a really good one, because right from the beginning of the game, it's very helpful to be good at conversation. You can talk your way out of a lot of situations, and so again, I feel like from a Matt Berry perspective, you trying to ingratiate yourself with other people. You don't want the conflict. You want to try and avoid the conflict because you're a coward. You don't want to fight. So if you are going to fight, you're going to hurl insults at someone, 100%. Or if you can avoid fighting, you want to get those friendships. Jenny, how you doing? Welcome in. So we're going to go with Friends. So those are cantrips. Remember, the cantrips are ones those are spells, magical spells we can cast as many times as we like. For our normal spells, however, we can only cast 2 of them at the very beginning. Later on we can cast more, but here we can start to choose what we want to do, and we have some really good options here. We can go more for the helping, we can heal, we can provide armament stuff, or like debuffing attacks that are coming in, right? But there are also some other cool things. So aside from the healing stuff, we can make ourselves immune to being frightened, or someone else immune to being frightened. We can increase our speed if we need to get away from a situation. We can send a creature to sleep, which is quite cool. We can speak with animals. So if we want to have conversations with animals, this would be a really good one to take. We can leave a creature prone with laughter. So we can basically cast a spell on them, which just makes them laugh uncontrollably and they fall to the floor. They don't take any damage, but they basically fall to the floor. Thunderwave is really awesome. We can create this kind of pushing force from us that will knock over or knock back the enemies in a certain range. That's quite powerful. We can use that for a bunch of stuff. We can have animal friendship as well, so we can try and be friends with animals. Bane, so we can select certain creatures, enemies, and they will get a penalty to their attack rolls, which is quite useful. Hey, Breaking Free, welcome in. We can charm a person, so you will have an advantage on our charisma checks. It's very similar to friendship, except we can do it with enemies too. Cure Wounds is another healing spell. We can disguise ourselves to look like something else, someone else. Now, this is the one I really like. This is kind of the upgrade from Vicious Mockery. This is Dissonant Whispers. Again, a really, really good name for a metal band. Dissonant Whispers does the psychic damage, but it also frightens a creature and gives them disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls, and makes it so they cannot move. So and no matter what, even if they save against it, they still take half the damage. So Dissonant Whispers is a really good one. I'm going to take that spell. Afsa, hello. And I feel like it's also, again, another solid one for this one. Fairy Fire is a really nice one for the team. What you can do is you can target all the enemies in an area, and then anyone who it hits, then all of your party have advantage on attacks against that enemy. So it's actually kind of like a good one in a group situation. It helps everybody else out. Again, I have to think, would a Matt Berry character take a thing that's going to help other people, or would they be selfish? And I think like they would 100% be selfish. So here is Featherfall. Featherfall means that if you fall from a high height, you don't take damage. You can basically float down to the ground. I think the thing is, I think he would take things that are beneficial to him, and so won't really care about animal friendship or speaking with animals, because again, I can't imagine like, you know, Toast of London being like, yeah, I want to speak to that squirrel. Absolutely. He'll be like, fuck that squirrel. So I can't really see him doing that. So I'm not going to go with that. I think Featherfall makes sense. I think if he was falling from a high height, he would probably want to save himself. And if he happens to save his party as well, so be it. But, you know, he would probably save them to save himself, right? Not really interested in, caring about other people. Then I think Thunderwave is pretty good, because he can, if there's people surrounding him, if enemies are coming at him, he doesn't want that conflict, he will push them away. Again, feels very on point, right? It tracks. So, the last one, we have to think about what we take. Do we want heroism, or to give him a slight healing ability? He could heal himself if he gets damaged. That could probably be quite useful, actually. I feel like, yes, he would probably want to do that. Okay, so now we get to choose our starting instrument. I feel like it's probably going to be a lute, right? Because I think in real life, Matt plays guitar, so it's either going to be a lyre or a lute. I think a lute kind of fits. Lute for sure. Yeah, I thought so too. Okay. I mean, we're going to get out of these clothes as quickly as possible. Now we get to choose his background. Where did he come from? And again, each of these give various skills and abilities. So the way some people like to play the game is they will go through all of these, see which skill is most beneficial to their character, and take that background. But because I'm playing a fully role-playing version of the game, I'm not interested in min-maxing my character. I don't want what is best for a bard. I don't want to be the very best bard. I want to be the most realistic to the character that I'm trying to create. To that end, I'm going to take a background that makes sense. If we look at Laszlo, Cravensworth, if we look at Douglas Renham, both of those characters are noble. They, well, I mean, Laszlo didn't, but became noble over time, I guess because he accrued so much status and money. But Douglas Renham, for example, is a Nepo baby, right? The only reason he got his job in the IT crowd is because he was the son of Renham Industries. Like, he is, you know, and so he's a Nepo baby. So I'm kind of leaning towards noble, and the skills that I would get from being noble would be persuasion and history, which actually works perfectly well. History not so much, but persuasion, getting a +5 to persuasion is really, really good, because again, that ties into my ability to charm people, to coax people, to get them to do what I want. So I feel like that nobility, not only does it work from a roleplay perspective, but it also helps the character in this case be the character. So yeah, I would say that is probably the best option. Abilities, now this is where I'm going to reset all of these so we can kind of put them all how we want them to be. So initially we get these bonuses, you see. We get a +2 and a +1. Every creature, every species, every class gets this. You can add a +2 to anything you want. So if you start all on nothing, we can start by adding a +2. Now we know that charisma needs to be our highest score, and we have 27 points here that we can adjust across the board. The way that D&D works is a 10 on anything is considered just average. If you have a 10, you don't get any advantage, you don't get any you're not necessarily good or bad at the thing. So when you roll the dice to do a check for something, you don't add anything to that, because let's say here right now I've got a 10 in charisma, for example. So you can see here it says +0 to charisma checks. So if I have to roll a charisma check, I would roll a 20-sided dice, and then I would add whatever the plus was. So in this case, if my score is a 10, I don't add anything, because 10 is the average. Every 2 points you go up or down from a 10, you add 1. And that's confusing, but I will explain it as we add the points. We have an ad break just about to start in like 40 seconds. So what I'll do is I will stop explaining nonsense right now, and we can have a chat while the ad runs. The ads run, and then when we come back from the ads, so this is for Twitch people, YouTube people, you don't need to worry, but when we come back from the ads, I will continue to explain the character creation and what we're doing. For meantime though, those of you who are on YouTube, we will read another poem from Jen's book. So Twitch, we will see you in a moment. Hi, those people who subscribe, and to the YouTubers, how are you doing? It isn't nonsense, it's probably the best, most in-detail description of what new players need to know since I started playing. Oh, thanks, buddy. That's what I'm trying to go for. Let's read, hey Rebus, another one. This one is called They Were Already Trees. When I first met the saplings, their branches were overburdened with the fruit born of family, the sway of work and study.
Do you watch ads? No,
Sorry,
I do not.
this has
Have
ruined
you watched
the whole
ads?
thing.
No,
It's
I
not
have
like that.
You're a beautiful viewer.
We'll start again in a minute.
Beautiful viewer. Will you watch ads?
Maybe.
Oh, when will you watch ads?
Perfect. Okay, let's begin again. When I first met the saplings, their branches were overburdened with the fruit born of family, the sway of work and study, the expectations in their bounty. They were already trees. When I first sought a fountain, the soil of English language education, home nutrients of culture and cultivation, I chose my handcrafted watering can. Would it hold enough for the mission? A good gardener listens. Watch the natural bend in the branches, forage only for the recurring fruits, the nuts, the seeds, or the blossoms, learning each type, each rhythm. They were already trees. This nurture must go with them, conscious that each may spread their canopy. Do my best not let even one shoot be overshadowed or left unregarded. They have overtaken me. They are now the forest. Elijah Wood jump scare. Absolutely. Your own Twitch wanted you to chuckle. It did it well. It did it so well. Good old Twitch. But you know what, guys? Oh, you guys get to see something else while we wait. Hold on a second. Hold on. Yes, guys, the ones who aren't in ads, this arrived today. This is the Royal Mail's limited edition Lord of the Rings stamp book. So they're selling their stamps, you can go buy their stamps, but this box and this book, there's only 1,000 of them that exist in the world. That's it. So I bought one, obviously, because Lord of the Rings, baby. Look at this. It is stunning. Okay, so we have the certificate of authenticity. Yeah, check it out, and then the actual stamps. So these are actual stamps in this book. Okay, so you can tear them out and use them, but then it has like all descriptions of stuff. I'm showing you every page. Why would you use it? Well, I mean, this is a collectible, so obviously you wouldn't use them. So yeah, that is amazing, and this is now kept forever, and I'm hoping that, you know, when I'm dead and in like 100 years this is worth loads of money. Let's find out. When I'm dead and it means nothing to me. Okay, Balrog is also one of my favorite beings. My mom is wondering how you got it. I ordered it from the Royal Mail. You had to pre-order because that one's only on a limited edition. You can buy a book, you can buy the stamps individually, you can buy them now, they're all for sale. They're not limited. I mean, they're limited in when they stop making them, they'll be stopped. But these, they only made 1,000 of the book and this box set. So that's it. Once it's gone, it's gone. I can wait. Okay, so everybody, let's carry on. So, as I was saying, let's explain this dice roll stuff, because when you watch people play D&D, they roll dice and you're like, what the flap is going on here? Okay, well, for every action that you do, you roll a 20-sided dice, and the number on that dice determines how well you do that action. But much like golf, where you have a handicap, in D&D, the more points you have in a skill, you get to add that handicap to your dice roll, so you could become better at it, because you're good at that thing, right? So you get this bonus already included. And sometimes when we say, oh, you have advantage, it means you get to roll that dice 2 times and you get to take the highest number from the 2 times, and then you get to add this other number. So this is what we call a modifier, and every skill will have its own modifier. If your skill is awful, as in like it's lower than 10, your modifiers go in the negative, so you'll be minusing numbers from your d20 roll. And if it's above 10, you start adding numbers. But as I said, it's only 2 points. Every 2 points above, you get to add a number. So if you start on 10, for example, here, charisma, if I increase my charisma to 12, then it means I get +1 modifier. If I go charisma 14, +2 modifier, charisma 16, +3 modifier, 18, 4 modifier, and finally 20, which is the highest you can be, +5 modifier. So we know that charisma needs to be our most important thing, so I'm going to smash as many points into it that I can. And you'll notice here I cannot add more than 17. The reason I cannot add more than 17, it's not even actually 17, it's 15. That's because the way that this particular system is working is that they have an array of numbers. A 15, a 14, a 13, 11, 10, 10, and something else. So you have to assign those numbers across the board, right? So it uses this array. And when we play D&D, you can use that array, or you can roll the dice, and sometimes you might end up with a 20. But in this case, we're going to, well, we don't have a choice. We're going to use their system. But we also get this +2 bonus because every species has a +2 and a +1 that you can use in any skills you want, plus our other pluses that we have from other things. And we'll get to that in a second. So you'll see here, if I assign 15 points, I have 15 points in charisma. If I hover over that, it's a +2 to charisma. Now remember what I said, it's only every 2 that you add, you get a plus. So look, even if I move this down to 14, I still only have a +2 in charisma. That's important to remember because sometimes it's not beneficial to set your modifier at a odd number, because then you would miss out going up a level. You could use that point in another area. So we're going to look at how we can do this. So if I put this to the max and make it 15, I can add my +2 bonus, and that makes it 17. But 17 gives me a +3 to charisma, but I lose out because that 1 point I could use in something else at this stage, which I may do. Later on, when we level up different levels, we'll get to add more points to this thing. So we'll decide kind of how we want to do this. And even if you make a mistake in the game, you can respec this at any time. Once you get a particular character on board, at a certain point through the game, you can basically go and visit this character and respec all of these. You can change all the points. It doesn't really matter, so you don't have to worry about it so much. You can take their recommended and then choose later on, but it's completely up to you how you want to do it. So I'm taking charisma at the moment. I'll use the maximum. So these are our different skills. You see here they're abbreviated, but here we have strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. If you hover over them, it actually tells you and explains what they are. Muscles and physical power, affects your effectiveness with weapons, also determines how far you can jump and how much you can carry. Dexterity, agility, reflexes, and balance affects your effectiveness with ranged and finesse weapons, so things like rapiers and bows. Also affects your initiative, so when you get to take a turn, like how quickly you get to take a turn when there's a battle. And your armor class, so basically how hard is it for someone to hit you. Having a higher dexterity makes it harder for someone to hit you, which only makes sense because you're more agile. Probably get out of the way. Although it's called armor class, it's more like an evasion than it is an armor class. It says here already I get a +1 to saving throws. I have a -1 from dexterity, but a +2 from my proficiency. So we can kind of work that around and make it good. Constitution is your stamina and your physical endurance. That is how much health you have, basically, most of the time. And also, if you need to save against attacks, like if someone's trying to poison you or do things like, cast certain spells on you, you'll have to do a Constitution saving throw, which means you have to roll against it. And if you roll higher, you will not be affected or affected less. So Constitution's a really good one to put points in. So we'll do that. Intelligence, how book smart you are, right? So memory and mental power. It says here, improve spell casting for wizards. As I explained earlier, wizards need to be intelligent. They're learning all their spells. Wisdom is your intuition, your street smarts. How street smart are you? Now, we've already determined that a Matt Berry type character is going to have low intelligence and low wisdom. They're not wise and they're not smart, right? None of his characters in all the famous things are. Maybe a little bit wise, sometimes have a little bit street smart, but not often. So we're going to start these being the lowest and put our points in other things. I also don't think he has a lot of strength, but if it comes down to it, I'd rather take the hit on the intelligence and wisdom and give him a higher strength. But the next thing I want to increase the highest is the constitution. I want him to be healthy. Because he's going to need to be. So we can boost that all the way up to a 16. The next thing is going to be dexterity. So we're going to boost dexterity up to a 15, and actually that works. We have high charisma, good constitution, good dexterity, awful strength, awful intelligence, awful wisdom. He's not going to be very perceptive. He's not going to be very intelligent. He's not going to be able to investigate a room and do any of that. That's not his job. That's not what he's good at, and he shouldn't be good at those things. He's also not going to be able to carry lots of things because, again, he's not very strong. So again, I feel like all of this works really, really well. No, Ams, you are intelligent. You're a teacher. So this is where I'm going to keep my scores. You'll notice here we have a thing called proficiency bonus. Every character starts with a proficiency bonus of +2. Things which you are proficient in, and we will look at our skills for proficiencies, means that you get an added bonus when you're trying to do that particular thing. These are called our abilities. So our abilities lie in strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. But those abilities translate into skills, and you can see our skills here. So we have a range of different skills that pull from our abilities, but we can also get them, we can also do better from maybe because we're just good at something because we spent time learning that particular thing. So you might be awful at perfect example. You might be awful at intelligence. Wisdom. You may be rubbish at wisdom. You may have awful wisdom, but you may be really good at animal handling because you've spent so much time looking after animals. So you could have a proficiency in animal handling, which actually takes that minus that you get from wisdom and puts it into a plus because you're so good at that one thing. So you can turn particular skills around from the base ability that they're derived from. In this case, we see where we have really high proficiencies, and you see these are all +5. Deception, intimidation, performance, and persuasion. That's exactly what we want. We want to be persuasive. We want to do good performance when we play our music. We want to be able to intimidate people because we have to pretend that we are intimidating, and we want to be able to deceive people because, again, we are cheeky. We want to be able to lie. So I feel like all of those are good. Here we have this +1 on investigation, which I'm going to move away. I don't want a +1 on investigation. Instead, I'm going to give it to sleight of hand because I feel like maybe he can steal things, right? And it's be quite cool. So that's kind of where I'm going with this. Survival, perception, medicine, insight, animal handling, none of those things. He can't read people, he can't read situations, he's shit with animals, he's not smart, right? All of his stuff is very deceptive and things like that. So that's kind of like where I want to go. Okay, so you just need to check. Okay, that's fine. Just finished my assignment for today, now I get to lock in. Let's go. We're nearly going to get to the actual gameplay now. Okay, so done with my skills. Going to confirm this. So now, looking over here, I can see these are my full things. If I try to roll strength, I have a -1. Dexterity, +2. Constitution, +3. Intelligence, -1. Wisdom, -1. Charisma, +3. You can see that my dexterity and my charisma are both odd numbers. Now, I don't mind this too much at the moment, and the reason I don't mind this is because when I level up later on and I can add a point or 2 points to anything, I can add 1 to dexterity, 1 to charisma, and make them both even numbers, which is going to be better. Character building is my fave. It's so good. And now I have my full list of skills. Sleight of hand, so if I want to pickpocket somebody, all good. History, that just comes from being noble. Deception, great for deceiving, telling lies, convincing people of things, intimidating people. Again, I think that works quite well with the vicious mockery. My performance obviously has to be fantastic because I'm a bard. And persuasion. I can persuade people to do things for me. So I think if you're all happy, I'm happy that we have our creature. Creature, our person. And what we need is a name. And I have a name already. The name is Douglas Laszlo Toast. It is the 3 characters that this is based on: Douglas Frenham, Laszlo Cravensworth, and Toast of London. So that is going to be my name. It's all been planned out. Okay, let's begin. Now we get to make our guardian. Now I'm not too bothered about the guardian. I'll probably just keep it as is. We don't need to go through all of the creation of the guardian. We will see the guardian from time to time. It tracks for me for Laszlo that it would be a highly attractive, probably elf. So let's try and make something like that very quick. A high elf, female voice, yeah. I mean, this is good. Maybe have some tattoos. Maybe not. Eyes, elf silver eyes. That's good. That's good. A little bit of eyeshadow or something. And dark red, slightly metallic, a little bit glossy. Good. And then our hair. I like the silver elf hair. I think that's pretty cool. And hairstyle, let's go with... I like the wavy style. I think that's pretty cool. Okay, that's it. We're going with this. All right, are we ready? Yes, we are. Exclamation Matt Berry.
My head. A good evening to you too.
Okay. Let's do this. So, there's a lot of stuff here, but we have a nice tutorial to tell us what to do. Start your adventure, click on the ground or hold the left mouse button to move towards your cursor. You can always refocus the camera around your current character by pressing home, left mouse button your portrait to center the camera. There's my portrait. So we can center the camera. We can move around. Right? We can also spin around. We can zoom in. We can zoom out. We can go top-down view, which is really useful in combat. Right. So there's all these options. So one little tip, I said exclamation Matt Berry. So one little tip which is really helpful if you're playing this game. I don't know what the button is on the controller, I can't remember. But on a keyboard, if you hold down left alt, you can see all the things that you can pick up and that you can click on. So that's very useful to know. And anything that has a star there means that you haven't explored it, you haven't looked at it, you haven't looted that thing yet. The other thing that I recommend you get used to doing very quickly is learning the quick save button. F5. Get that quick save button in your memory because you'll need it a lot, as you will probably die many times. So we can start walking around by clicking around. Got the amount of hours I ran through before I realized alt was a thing. I know. We'll get to all this in a minute, right? I'll get to all this in just a second. Let's go and search this stuff. Let's look around.
This is the pool that thing came from. The parasite now writhing behind your eye.
So look, now we have some options of things we can do. Number one, we can reach towards the pool. Number two, we can investigate the pool. And number three, we can leave. Now, this is what's very important to remember. When you see that there's a thing in brackets, okay, that's going to be one of your skills. So not an ability, but a skill. And if you hover over that, it will tell you what your modifier is. So if I hover over investigation, you can see here, look, I'm going to have to roll a dice to do this thing, right? I want to investigate the pool. I have to roll this dice. Now, it's not going to tell me what I need to beat. There's a number that the game knows. I have to roll my dice higher than that number. But as you can see here, my intelligence is so low that if I try to investigate, and investigation is a skill that branches from the ability of intelligence, because I have a -1 to intelligence and no particular buffs or proficiencies on the skill of investigating things, it is a -1. So whatever I roll on the d20, I have to subtract 1 from that roll, and then it will say if I'm successful at this investigation or not. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and you'll see the dice roll on the screen. So it says here skill checks. Some dialogue options require a skill check. A dice roll that must meet or exceed a target number. Your character skills add a bonus to this roll. So you can see here now it says a DC, or a difficulty class. The game has decided that in order for me to investigate this pond successfully, I have to roll 10 or higher. For me, that means I need to roll 11 or higher because I have a -1 from my intelligence. Sometimes there are other things you can add here and it will show you what you can add, and when we get to those I'll show you, but otherwise we can just click this and it will roll the dice for us. We can click again to make it go faster, but I'll show you here. That is a 1. A 1 in D&D is a critical failure, so I absolutely fuck up. I do not know. So let's see what the dialogue says.
You notice nothing more than meets the eye.
It says here you have rolled a 1. A critical failure. Critically failing on a skill will mean that you fail no matter what my ability modifier is. And technically I rolled a 0. Jesus, my first roll of the game, nat 1. Yeah, cursed run. I mean, the whole point of this is a cursed run. So you notice nothing more than meets the eye. Do I want to reach towards the pond or pool or not? If you're watching on Twitch, there's a cool integration here that I can activate that you guys can choose what I do. Is a community poll. So if you are watching on Twitch, you will see an integration pop up on the screen, and you can select one of the two options, and then it lets me know what you want to do. 100% of you right now are saying reach towards the pool. So you can change. I won't do this for most things because, again, I'm role playing this game, so I will role play it as the character Douglas Toast. So I won't be looking for your opinions, but on things that don't matter, I will do this. So you can use the integration on Twitch, and I don't have to do what you say, but it's fun to see what your options are, what you all would choose. So 100% reach towards a pool. I'm going to do that anyway. Buggered. We got hurt. We took some damage. You can see here on the bottom left, this is how much health we have. We have 11 points of health. And right now, I've taken some damage. I only have 8 points left. So I took 3 points of damage. I only have 8 left. This is all the things I can do. You can see here there are a bunch of actions. All my spells that I chose are here as well, including my cantrips and some items which I have. I have a couple of healing potions, and I have a scroll of revivify, which I can use to resurrect someone if they die. We'll get to that in a minute. Well, later on. I'm not going to use my health potion now because health potions are very limited. Instead, we'll find other ways to heal, and I'll show you what those are. One thing I do like to do is I like to expand this here. We can increase the rows, so I like to expand that to make it bigger. As I get more things, I'll be able to see them all here much better. You can also select your skills based on the category which they fall under. So common, for example, is this stuff. So I can jump, I can throw, I can fire an arrow, I can punch somebody. Those are the things I can do. As a bard, I can have bardic inspiration. So this allows me to give a bonus to another person on their roll. So if they're rolling something, I can give them a bonus. That is a bonus action. I can do that a certain number of times before I have to sleep to regain it. There's my Vicious Mockery, my Friend's Cantrip, my Dissonant Whispers, Featherfall, Thunder Wave, and Cure Wounds. Then I have my items, which are here, 2 health potions and a scroll of Revivify. My passive abilities, so anything that kind of like lurks under the surface, I can activate, deactivate. In this case, I can activate something called non-lethal attacks. If I don't want to kill somebody, I can activate this, and so when I hit them with my melee weapon, only doesn't work with arrows or spells, but if I hit them with my sword or something, I can pull back the damage so that they just fall unconscious but don't die. And that can be useful if you need to question somebody or something, so you can do that. And then I can have a custom slot. I can add things that I want to there. I generally go for the overall view. I like to see everything. Okay, so walking around, let's see what we find. So let's go around and click on things. Let's explore.
Someone else got out.
So we know someone else has got out. There's another pod over there.
Might still be stuck inside if we hadn't been attacked.
So I know that there's a Mind Flayer here. So I'm going to go and click on this Mind Flayer. So you can right click. When you right click, you can have some options. I can't pick it up because I'm not strong enough. If I was strong enough, I'd be able to pick up a body and throw it. I can loot it, or I can examine it. If I examine it, it tells me about it. It tells me what this creature is, what its armor class is. It can tell me all of its things, like what's its strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, charisma, any conditions or charismas, any conditions it has. So right now its condition is dead, so it can't do much. Any resistance it has, so if it's resistance to any particular type of damage. And any features it has as well. So it has here magical resistance and takes an attack of opportunity. So you can look through all of those things and they're just awesome. But in this case it's dead. I'm just going to click on it to loot it and see what it has. So it has a thing called this onyx. it said when Shah walks upon the earth, she leaves this path of onyx behind her. You can see what the weight is, 0.01, and it's worth 35 gold. I'm going to take this. So we can pick it up, we can double click on it, we can click take all, but I'm going to pick it up and add it to my wares. So one cool thing that this game has, it has a separate section for stuff you want to sell. So when you go to a shopkeeper, you can just click sell all wares instead of having to go through selecting everything. I know that this item is no use to me. So I'm going to add it to my wares, and so when I meet a shopkeeper, I'm just going to click sell, add to wares, and it will just sell everything that I don't give a shit about. So I'm going to go ahead and do that already. So I have it now. If I click I for my inventory, you can see here it's got this symbol on it, which means it's added to my wares. I can remove it from wares, so it just looks normal, or I can re-add it back to wares. I have a few things as well. A supply pack that I get. And these are camp supplies, so actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to send those to my camp, which I can't right now, but I will when I get a camp. Right now I can't because this is the intro section. Okay. Right. On we go. Now this thing here is a restoration pod. Now the reason I didn't take my health potion is because I know if I click in here I'll get all my health back. There we go.
I feel better.
Rach, how you doing? Welcome in. Welcome in. Okay. There's not really much else for me to do in this place.
Might be other survivors.
So I'm going to exit through the door. I wonder if I can get up here actually. There's a little chest here. So let's go look in that chest. Ah, so check this out. There's
All right, my darling.
There's a smoke bomb and some gold. I'll take both of those things. Now I have a smoke bomb I can throw at people. It says here, if you take a look at this smoke bomb, I'll hover over it. In fact, let's see if I can get a better view of it. Can I examine? Okay, brilliant. Check this out. Smoke powder bomb. It does between 12 and 21 damage. This is pretty good. If it was to do damage, you would take a 4-sided dice, roll it 3 times, and add the number 9 to it, and that will give you its damage. So when the game plays it and you throw this, the game rolls 3 4-sided dice and then adds 9 to it. That's why you can have between 12 and 21 damage. But it says here as well, it requires a dex saving throw. So when you throw it at an enemy, they have to roll a dexterity saving throw against a particular difficulty number. If they succeed, they only take half of the damage of this. If they fail, they take the full damage. So it's pretty useful. And it does a lot of, so it does force damage. You can see that these are all the different types of damages that exist in D&D. Some creatures will be resistant to some damages, or immune to some damages, and vulnerable to others. In this case, the force damage, or this, you don't have to worry, this is what the bomb is if you wanted to destroy it, but this is the type of damage it does. And every weapon you have, for example, if I look here at my ranged attack, it is piercing damage. If I was to use my fists, that would generally be bludgeoning damage. So every different weapon, every spell does different kinds of damage. So it's worth always checking out what they are and who you're using it on, because you don't want to use, say, a force damage weapon or spell or item on a creature who is resistant to force damage. It doesn't make sense. So it's always good to right click on an enemy and click examine so you can see what their resistances are. It will help you form better. When a lot of people are like, oh, the game's really hard, like it's really hard to kill enemies, you go around, examine them all, see their different things. The game kind of gives you this stuff but doesn't really tell you. That's why I'm telling you. Okay, I do have work. Boo to work. Boo to work. Okay, so we've explored that chest. I don't think there's anything else around here, so I'm going to go through the sphincter. I call it the sphincter because it calls it the sphincter. See? It's this little sphincter. I walk up to it and it opens up for me. Look at that. How beautiful. Alright, alright, alright. What do we have here? We have a goblin and a chair. I'm not going to sit in the chair, but I will look at this goblin. It's got some gold. I'll take the gold. Always be saving, people. Always be saving. You never know when hell's going to hit you. So there's a brain jar here. I can't really do anything with this brain jar. I can see it, but I can't do anything with it. But I have some stuff over here, so let's check this out. A cerebral aquarium.
Mind flayer horticulture.
Nice. Okay, so I have a thing here called the Eldritch Tablet, so I'm going to read it.
1,000 years of humanoid history. Elves, dwarves, humans, and more flash behind your eyes.
I could take it. It's only worth 1 gold. But I have no use for it. There's a chair there. There's nothing else I can do, so I'm never gonna get enough of this narrator. She's amazing. She's incredible. So there is a neural apparatus here, so we'll look at that in a second. We'll see what else is going on. So let's look at this neural apparatus. It's a lift. The elevator. There's another one here. I think it's broken though.
Doesn't do
Yeah.
anything.
We are trapped. Okay, so someone is talking to me. Let's go and check them out. Lots of brain jars here. Tentacle aquarium.
Brain.
Mind sanctuary.
Curious.
Not really anything I can actually like use. But there is this creature here. Murnath.
Yes, you've come to save us from this place. From this place you'll free us. Please. Before they return. They return.
So you see up here you saw a little thing that said perception fail. So as you go through different things in the game, there'll be moments where you walk into a room and the game will automatically roll an investigation check for you, a perception check for you, a history check for you, a religion check for you, if it's something that you need to know. And if it passes, the narrator will tell you some information that you've learned. If it fails, it just tells you that you failed. So you know that there's something here for you to know about, but you're not going to know what it is. And again, you know, my character doesn't know and it doesn't know. And so the game doesn't end because of that. There's not a need to stop to reload the game and do it again and again and again and wait for it to succeed. That's the fun of the game. Because every time you play, you learn different things. Sometimes you'll pass a skill check. Sometimes you'll fail a skill check. It doesn't stop you from winning the game. It will just slightly alter your perception of the narrative. You'll learn more things or less things or different things depending on those roles. So I wouldn't go back and... So there's not a right way and a wrong way. There's just the way it is. If it was something that was going to kill you or make you fail, you would have failed already, right? The game would have ended. None of these things will impact your winning of the game. You can still win. Right, so who am I talking to? You guys can vote, by the way. If you're on Twitch, you guys can vote for the option here. I'd just like to see what you choose. Who am I talking to? Man or brain? I think you're past the point of saving. Tell me what to do. You sound afraid. Why? Leave. I feel like he would choose... Who am I talking to? Now I want to play again. Of course you want to play again, Rach, because it's the best game ever. I feel like he'd probably be like in a more Matt Berry kind of way. He'd be like, who the fuck are you? Which I feel like would probably be the one it would go for. So I'm going to choose that one. It says, who am I talking to? But who the fuck are you?
A newborn. Born new from this husk.
You realize you're talking to an intellect devourer.
See, now my
One of
arcana
the
is successful.
mind flayers who abducted you.
So I learned something. Intellect devourer. So, a minion of the mind flayers who abducted you. So this is some subservient creature to those Davy Jones looking octopus motherfuckers, Cthulhu's. So yeah, I'm struggling with not wanting to immediately reinstall. Look, it's so good, this game. And the fact that me playing it is encouraging you guys to play it is making me very, very happy. Hold on, I'm just going to open this door. It's getting really warm in here because I think the computer's working overtime. I return. Okay, so what would he do? I think you're past the point of saving. Tell me what to do. You sound afraid. Why? Destroy the brain. I feel like he's too scared. If he knows. Sarah, how are you? Welcome in. Thank you so much for that raid. Hey guys, how are you doing? Guys, if you don't know who I am...
I'm that British Mo. Hello, bruv. Would you like some candy floss grapes? I'm that British Mo and I play video games. I play D&D on the weekends with my friends. Would you like some candy floss grapes?
Hi guys, I am Mo of that British variety. The dog is now back in... Oh no, she's gone back. Go back to where you belong. Go on. No. Sit down. That's it. Good girl. You stay there. You wait for a follow. But see, she gets treats when anybody follows. So when there's a raid, she knows the raid noise, so she is expecting treats now. I'm just saying, not to tell you to follow. I'm saying that's what she's expecting. How are you doing? How was your stream? What were you playing? Let me see. Oh wait, Tomodachi Life. I've heard of this, but I've never played it. We have Pavloved her. It's insane. Absolutely insane. I've heard of that game, but I've not played it. It's very random. It sounds random. It sounds like one of those very random games. How are you? How are you doing? We still have to arrange a catch up and like hang out, do some nerdy stuff, man. 100%. So let's make sure that that happens. Thank you so much for raiding here, though. This was amazing. For trusting your peeps here. I appreciate it. I suppose I can fund a treat with my 174,000
Stevie.
She knows your voice as well, Rach. That's, by the way, for those of you who don't know, that's Mutton. Right now, the Mutton who you see in chat, that's the Mutton whose voice that is. She sang that song for Stevie. She's very happy now. You've made her a happy girl. Yeah, we're playing Baldur's Gate 3. I'm doing a beginner's friendly playthrough of Baldur's Gate 3. We've just been through all character creation and I've explained everything about the game and I continue to explain as we go along, so it's fun times. I need YouTube to get fun points I can spend, so yes, I will do that. I will get the points on YouTube. I will do that. Are you going to share on you? Yes, I will. So the VOD is already, this is already being on, this is already on YouTube right now. So it is there. And I will actually, I'm farming this content to make a full playthrough. Because the thing is, we're playing this, exclamation playthrough, by the way, could someone do exclamation playthrough? We are doing this whole playthrough as Matt Berry, or an amalgamation of Matt Berry characters. So it is fully role played as that, and you can also have fun by doing exclamation Matt Berry and getting a cool Matt Berry sound alert in the meantime while we play. So yeah, if you're interested, come and join us. We're just getting started. We're right at the very beginning. We're still in the intro. I spent like 2 hours just like talking through the intro stuff. So yeah, we've got time. We've got a lot of time, so you can join in and have some fun. You love Matt Berry? I love Matt Berry. Who doesn't love Matt Berry? Want to hear it? And by the way, guys, we feature the incredible Bat Berry. This was given to me as a gift. Bat! This is the phenomenal Bat Berry, so this is my pin for the day. Yeah, it's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
I tried my luck, but she's clearly not into guys.
Right, let's switch over to the game screen and do this shizzle. So right now we are faced with an intellect devourer, a minion of the mind flayers who abducted me. So the choice now remains for Douglas L. Toast. Do we want to do what it says? Do we want to ask it why it's afraid? Or, and I think this is probably the more likely answer, do we destroy the brain? I feel like he would just full on destroy the brain. Hi Bim, how you doing, buddy? Welcome in. Now, that's just my thinking. You guys can have your opinion, but that's what I'm going to go for. He's going to be like, what the fuck is that? And just absolutely destroy it. Oh yeah, if you're squeamish, look away. Yum. Hey, how you doing, Ambar? 7C stream streak. Oh my goodness me, you've been here for 7 streams? Let's loot that body. Oh, there's nothing in it. Okay, cool. Let's look around and see what else. Right, so let's continue exploring. We have to go to the Naughty Louse. We're on the Naughty Louse. Everyone's here. Everyone who's anyone is here. Right, we'll get back on the elevator. Conveniently located elevator. I don't think there's anything else here if I remember correctly, so I'm just going to skip to the next section where I believe we have a cutscene to watch. Cinematics, everyone. Techers! Oh, Techers. Hiya, buddy. Dragons and shit, people. Dragons and shit. Here we go. It's my bay.
This is your end. Your
Okay.
head throbs and your skin tingles. Visions rush past. A dragon's wing, a silver sword, and a flash of your face seen through the strange woman's eyes. Oh. My head. What is this? Skvar. You are no thrall. Vlaakith blesses me this day. Together, we might survive.
Okay, options. I will keep letting you guys choose your options if you're on Twitch, although I'm still going to do what Batberry would do. What made you think I was a thrall? Who are you? We need to figure out where we are. What do you suggest? I think he would say the first thing, who the fuck are you? So let's do a very Batberry, who the fuck are you?
Who am I? Your only chance of survival.
It is very interesting playing a game like completely roleplay, because you basically, even though I know, and this is what's the hardest part, it's like playing D&D for real, is that even though I know the outcome, I have to separate my knowledge from the character's knowledge, and I have to try and play it as much as though like this was a real person playing it, and at some point it just takes on a life of its own. I actually really love role-playing games like that, because it makes you play it in a way you would never normally play it, which is really cool. Is this Lae'zel? Yeah, 100%. I have definitely sex Lae'zel. That's avoiding metagaming. Precisely, right? This is what we want to do. We want to avoid the meta. I mean, it doesn't really matter when you're playing, but for me, in this playthrough, it does matter. So, what made you think I was a thrall? We need to figure out where we are. What do you suggest? I'm torn between 2 and 3, so I'll take your votes on this one. 2 and 3. What do we think? A Matt Berry character. Where the fuck are we? Or, how do we get out of here? Also, we'll have our ads in 5 minutes, so that's okay. So if you have any options, if you have any idea, let me know. I have to separate what I know and do what the guy tells me to do. Oh, Bim. Oh, Bim, Bim, Bim. I have no idea if I can vote on mobile. I don't know if the overlay works on mobile, if I'm honest, but you can just put it in chat, 2 or 3. 2 or 3 in chat, people. I think both of those are Mattberry options, but yeah, I'll, interact. You guys choose. 4, I love it, Bim. Ban Bim. Ban Bim. I definitely cannot read them. We need to figure out where we are, or what do you suggest? And in my mind, it's like, where the fuck are we? Or how do we get out of here? I feel like where the fuck are we is probably the answer, isn't it? Yeah, we translate this to Mattberry. We need to figure out where we are.
We can do nothing until we escape. That must be our priority. First, we exterminate the imps. Then we find the helm and take control of the ship. We will address the matter of a cure for this infection once we reach the material plane.
Okay. I can't attack shit. Right, now we're going to get into the fun shit. Combat. We need to talk about this, okay? Combat in this game is turn-based. So there is an initiative. Remember at the very beginning when I said initiative is when you take your actions in combat. You roll initiative, which is based on your dexterity. When that's done, you can actually see here at the top who goes first. So right now it's me, then Lae'zel, but because both of us are next to each other and in the same party, I can interchange the turns. I can make me go first or her go first. I control both people because we're in this party together, so I control both of them. And then it's the enemies. So I can right click on the enemies or right click up here and examine them. So let's see what they've got going on. So they have a health of 6, which isn't very high. They have an armor class of 7, which is quite low, so they're easy to hit. They have very, very little strength, low dexterity, low wisdom, low intelligence, base constitution, base charisma. No resistances. They can see in the dark. They can see in magical darkness. And they get an attack of opportunity. Basically, these are like the basic bitch enemies, right? That they're going to first throw at you. Like, you can easily eradicate them. Yeah, sounds like Bim. So what we want to do is probably see if we might be able to do a vicious mockery, right? Because again, I'm not going to go in and attack, like absolutely not. I'm just, what the fuck? But I see this guy and I'm like, hey, you ugly motherfucker, and that's probably what I'll do.
Tape your bottom mouth shut.
Tape your bottom mouth shut. I love that. And then I'm going to move away. So I can take an action and then I can take a movement. So I've done my action, which was to cast that vicious mockery spell. He took 1 damage, but now has disadvantage on their attack roll. And I'm going to move the fuck away because I'm a coward. There's a couple of things I can do. I can have bardic inspiration, do the feather fall. I can play a song. And I can push something or whatever, but I can't do these other things because I've taken my action. I could take a healing potion if I wanted to, but that's it. When I'm done, I can end my turn. Before I end my turn, however, I can go to Lae'zel and I can make her do something, and then after she's done something, I could come back to me and carry on my turn. Now, in normal D&D, that's not how it works, but in a video game, there's certain rules that we can bend, right? And turn order is one of the rules that we can really fuck with, and it can help us in lots of battles, and we will get to that. We have an ad in a minute, so I'm going to take 1 attack with Lae'zel and then we'll decide what we're doing. So this one's already taken 1 health and has disadvantage, so Lae'zel's going to come in and attack this person. Lae'zel is a fighter. She's pretty strong. If we examine Lae'zel, we can see, look, she's got 17 strength, high constitution, good dexterity, low charisma. So she's got really good great weapon fighting. She's excellent at all of this stuff. So let's just go and buff with our main hand attack, our longsword. Let's go and buff this creature. Instantly dead, right? We get 10 XP for killing the creature. We'll loot the body, and there's a hand axe there which we'll take. We might be able to use it at some point. Now, The other thing we can do is move around, but we have ads, so let the ads finish and we will read another poem. Let's save the game because we can save in the middle of combat. And the ads will now start very shortly when the music starts. What I will do is in between that time I will make my movement towards the other creature as much as I can. That's as far as I can go. I can't do anything else. So I'm going to leave it there and then they're going to take their turn. So there's still two of them to take their turns. One of them has a disadvantage on their attack roll. And then we'll see what they're going to do to us. But let's let the ads run first and then we'll see what we want to do. I will get a poem ready for us to read. Ooh, I've got a good one. We're waiting for the Frodo jump scare.
Do you watch ads?
No, I do not.
Have you watched ads?
No, I have not.
You're a beautiful viewer, a beautiful viewer. Will you watch
there
ads?
There it is.
Maybe.
Oh, when will you watch ads?
You don't want to know how long that took me to record, honestly. To redo Dominic Monaghan's voice was mission. Okay, so for those of you who are subscribed and those of you who are on YouTube, this poem is called Ophelia. Now remember, this is by the wonderful Jen, whom we miss very, very dearly. And this is her book of poems, and it is fantastic to behold. This is Ophelia. Ophelia sits in a garden of corn. She's picking up weeds for her heart to adorn. She's given up distance and she's given up space. In the primrose of tomorrow, she's losing the race. She's surrounded by pink flowers and she doesn't know their name. She wants to dip her feet in the river of her shame. But as much as she's lonely, as much as she's alone, she's singing to the insects, she's talking to the stones. The woods are growing over her, building roots from her soul. She's sinking into the ether, into the grasses of her throne. She ignores the distant rumbling of society pointing blame for sitting in separation, floating in her fame. Failing wax smile, continuity, and oil paint blush, sidestepping out of reality, green feet under brush. Stalking in the silence where the art harlots roam, she's building a daisy chain fortress. This is her tomb. This is her home. I love that she left her mark on the world in a book though. I know. Isn't that amazing? Like, she's gone, but man, she lives on. She lives on. Magical fucking words these are. Magical. I like that we're doing every ad break. We are doing a poem. It's really, really good. And there's still so much to go through. So that was Ophelia. The next one we'll read is Sapphire Black. And then that will take us. Oh no, then there's one more. Beautiful. What a wonderful legacy to leave behind. I know. You can go get this book. You can go and get this book because it's good for everyone to read. Free Roaming Adult Woman. It has poetry about feminism, about racism, prejudice, all of these things, about mental health, everything, all the things that Jen knew well, Jen experienced, like it's all in there and it's bloody fantastic. My copy of her book will be here tomorrow. That's amazing. Right. We're back. Let's let the enemy have a turn. So I need to remember to end my turn as well. So let's do that. Now let's see what the enemy does. This one's coming up. Throws a firebolt at Lae'zel. So Lae'zel takes 4 damage. And this guy who has a disadvantage on attack misses. That's really good. Once again, I'm going to do the Vicious Mockery. So I did it on this one, and we'll do it on, or we'll do it on the other one because Lae'zel's obviously going to kill this one. So let's do it on this one. So it's saved, which means it's not going to take any damage, and I can't do anything else. That's my I mean, I can move, but that's my turn over effectively, right? So that's why you have to use your turns carefully. So, but sometimes you will fail a roll and you won't do the damage, and that's life. So we killed this guy. We'll take his scimitar, but we will add it to our wares because we don't need it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come right up close to this one. I'm not going to kill it, but I'll be right in front of it in case it wants to damage. There, it missed. So this time I'm going to go straight to... Oh, actually, no, I'll go straight to Lae'zel to do the kill. There we go. So, and now they join back together again. As you can see here. Apparently I'm highly adequate in battle. I didn't do anything. So you see here that the two of us are together. So when I move, she moves next to me. We can split that up. We can right click and we can ungroup. So I can go somewhere separately and she can go somewhere separately. And we're not tied together. That's useful later on, and we can come into some kind of situations where that might be useful. So a short bow, I don't think that Douglas Toast has a short bow on his person at the moment. Oh, I do have a hand crossbow, but a hand crossbow does 3 to 8 damage and a short bow does 2 to 9 damage. So maybe I will send this to Douglas Toast. Let's switch back to Douglas Toast and group us all back together. And if I put this in instead, yeah, so it does 3 to 10 damage as a light crossbow. So I'm going to use that instead. And my other hand, that's the light one. That's the, yeah, the light one. So my hand one, I'm going to add to wear so I can sell it when I want to get rid of it, basically. I still don't have a melee weapon. So I don't have a sword or anything. Now there was a scimitar that Lae'zel had, so maybe we take the scimitar and we give it to Douglas Toast to be able to use in case he needs a hand weapon. There we go. So we can do 3 to L, but I'm not proficient. So you can see here, I don't have proficiency, so I don't get the extra abilities and stuff, but I can, at least I can still use it. I just don't use it very effectively. Is there a platform best to buy a book on, like one that's there's the most profit with a family? I really want to play this, but I will absolutely need to fight the absolute save scum I am. Well, so 2 things. Number 1, I think you can just buy her book on Amazon. To be fair, she advertised it to me on Amazon, so I think that's... I don't know where else to get it, to be honest. With regards to this game, if you don't want to save scum, then I suggest go play in Explorer mode, where you won't die a lot. But even in normal mode, it's not too bad. Later on, it can get a bit difficult. But, I mean, yeah, you can save scum if you think you're going to die, but you don't have to worry about, like, not doing the best possible. I'm going to run with this advice, and I'm going to take this advice and run with it. Thank you. Yeah, there's an Explorer mode, so it's mostly storyline based. The combat's easy. You level up fast. It's really, yeah. If you don't want to worry about like difficult battles, but you want to enjoy the full storyline and kind of get into the D&D side of things and role play and roll the dice and stuff, go for Explorer mode. Yeah, definitely. Okay, let us continue our journey. This guy's got some gold. I'm taking it. And there's nothing else here, so I will go to this guy and take whatever he has. And you notice that there is also... Oh, there's a cradle there. Oh, I can fall asleep. You'll also notice that there is a restoration pod, and Lae'zel lost some health, so we can get Lae'zel restored. Now she has all of her health back. Well, I always prefer the roleplay in D&D more than the combat. I just get way too stressed about my choices. I get that. My chronic save is second to my restart itis. I save so much. I save constantly. But that's because when I first started playing this game, I had the faulty Intel chip, and my computer the game kept crashing, and my computer kept shutting down, and I didn't know why. Because we didn't know that Intel were shipping us shoddy chips back then. I got it replaced and everything, but that took ages to fix all the problems that my PC was having. Took so long. But now that I've done it all, hopefully the game doesn't, if I say that, hopefully the game doesn't crash. I have 2 OBSs on right now. I have one that's recording just the game screen. I have one that's streaming to you guys. I've got Mix It Up open. I've got StreamerBot open. I've got so many things like going on at the same time. Multiple chats, 3 screens, a camera running off here. And yeah, I hope it doesn't crash. But let's see. Oh look, so there's some weapons I can actually use. A short sword, which I am proficient with, and a rapier, which I am proficient with. Short sword is better, rapier is better, so I'm going to take that. And I can get some clothes too, but I don't want them. So I'm just going to switch out this for the rapier, and I'm going to sell that. So now I can do 3 to 10 damage, and I'm proficient, so I get extra shit. 2 OBS's, holy balls, why did I not think to do that? Jeez. So what you, yeah, free heating, exactly. So yeah, is exactly why my room got hot. So to do that, BCT, what you need to do is you need to install OBS normally, and then you need to download OBS portable mode, and that lets you, it basically is the same thing, but it runs with a different parameters, and it has a separate settings save, so it is a completely separate OBS to your normal OBS, so they don't interfere with each other at all, and you can have one set of settings, scenes, like all custom stuff in one, completely different to the other. I use one to record for YouTube because it has higher bitrate for recording and different scenes, and I don't need cameras and overlays and all that nonsense, and then I have one for streaming. So it's, yeah, it's really cool. Risk it for the biscuit. And there's still a new Discord person looking for technical help with TikTok. I know. Let me just check. I did see that message. I want to see if it's something I can fix quickly or not. Looking for help with TikTok Live. I don't get the same screen that you did. Access Streamlabs not approved or revoked. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's going to be a while, unfortunately, before I can help them. Okay. Everything else is fine. Streaming seems very confabulated. It is very confabulated. Let's talk. Yeah, we'll talk. Okay, so anyway, we're going to continue on our journey. Ooh, a healing potion. We'll take that. Thank you very much. This is the arterial mesh. And now we get to enter another sphincter.
Machinery. I can make no sense of it.
So she's not going to be any help, but we have these sigils here, so we can read what they are. There are people here, cultists.
Man isn't dead, but he's totally unresponsive.
Nice. So let's try and read what these sigils are.
Another mystery.
Arcana failed. I don't know what that says.
Can't read this script.
Arcana failed. I don't know what that says. Arcana failed. I don't know what that says. There are 3 buttons here. I don't know what any of them do, but I feel like Toast or Laszlo would probably be like, ah, fuck it, and just push all the buttons. So I'm just going to push them all.
Psionic energy radiates from the prisoners, but they do not react.
Oh, great. Right, now we have to kill them. Great. Sacrifice cultists. Let's vicious mockery this guy. 1 health. There's a restoration pod right here, so actually if I get attacked it doesn't matter because I can just restore myself. Beautiful. Acid splash, that's harsh. Oh yeah, every time you say Toast. Well look, that's his name, okay? You took his name. It's not my fault, is it? Death to you, person. Gold, we'll send it all to Toast. There's a bottle, I don't care what that is. This person has disadvantage. Oh, it didn't matter. Maybe he'll try and shoot an arrow. Hell yeah! Look at what you did, man. You did it. Good job, buddy. You killed him. Okay, well that didn't do anything. I'm just putting in a boots order in. Tell me why there's a bottle of hand wash for £10. That's ridiculous, man. Hand wash for £10. Ooh, look, there's a backpack. Gold and malachite. Let's add that to the worth. Oh look, there's somebody here.
You! Get me out of this damn thing!
We have no time for stragglers.
What would Toast say? He'd be like, ah, she's pretty fine. We should it'd probably help her. I think he'd be like instantly like, I'm gonna be super flirty with this woman. Look for a latch that might open the lid.
Construction is too alien. Nothing looks familiar.
This ship is crashing. Do you intend to die for a stranger?
No, I intend to die for a chance at sex. I'll go look around. There must be a way to get this thing open.
Try that contraption next to the pod. They did something to it when they sealed me in. Hurry! Please!
So, contraption next to the pod. Reduced from 16. See you in a bit, Spud. Okay, let's touch this.
The console appears dormant.
Look for a switch. Oh no, I would completely just hit it. I think that's what he would do.
Nothing. The console remains dormant.
But now I would look for a
Mechanisms
switch.
are completely unrecognizable at first, but then you spy an empty socket.
Ooh. $20 hand soap. Yeah. Ember, what next level shit you buying, man? That's some fancy hand wash.
Whatever fits in that socket must power this thing.
Okay, so that's something to find. Let's keep looking around. There is an elaborate reliquary. A necklace. Let's add it to our wares. Oh look, a dark mind. Don't know what that is. A brain in a jar. Let's read this thing.
Faint images appear in your mind. A brain, a Githyanki warrior, and centuries of dark.
You need thieves' tools to open this. I don't have any thieves' tools. We could attack it though. Oh, it's 50 health. It would take us ages to open it up. Okay. Well, there's nothing else here. So let's go to the next room.
If not over, then through.
Okay, let's find here. Now I'm paying £1 Gruffalo Carex. Hell yeah, the Gruffalo Carex is the way forward, mate. Sheer butter Carex for my poor dry hands. Oh, my hands are so dry from work and I can't fix it. Yeah, that's the problem, isn't it? Especially the more you wash your hands, the worse it is. It's just like an endless cycle, isn't it? Oh, a key! I bet you that key opens that box, eh? What the hell do we have here?
A dazed woman is trapped inside the pod. She doesn't notice you.
Okay. What the fuck is this? Kill it? Kill it with fire? It doesn't seem to be hurting me, so that's probably fine. Okay, there's a console here. What does it say?
Could mean anything.
No idea. Let's steal some shit. An Eldritch rune. Well, let's take it.
This might unlock those controls next
Okay, slave mind.
Another brain.
Ooh, 2 healing potions. Oh, we're alright, man. We're doing well. Let's push this button and see what happens.
As you place your hand on the pod, you hear something. A presence connected to the pod, commanding the person inside to change.
changed at the pull of a lever. How? If we are not purified, this may be our fate.
Oh dear Lord.
To get out of here before it's our turn.
Newborn mind flayer stares at you, weak and dazed.
Can we let him out? Brother. Come on, brother.
Finished.
Join me, brother. Nope, there's nothing I can do about it. We're just going to leave it alone and run away. Well, I have a thing. It says I could probably open up that reliquary. Yes! We have another onyx and gold. I'll fight them for you, Ember. Do you know what though, Ember? Like, honestly, the hand thing, the fucking... the cream, yeah. You're gonna have to change up. We're gonna need another one.
The console appears dormant.
Insert the rune into the socket.
The console hums to life. But what is its purpose? Will it free the captive?
If I put any cream on my hands, I can't hear anything. Wait, what? Too overstimulated. I'm like, what? What are you doing? I've used Neutrogena concentrated formula. They've changed it from a really thick cream that actually works basically water. Can you use like aqueous cream or something like that? You know, like that's like the stuff that, or pseudo cream, or anything like that kind of stuff. Does that work? It's like I can't think when the AC is on in my car. Whoa. Pseudocrim is a shout. Yeah, Pseudocrim's often a good one. It's like a bit cheaper than £10 a bottle. Eh? You only need a little bit, which is a good thing about Pseudocrim. Okay, so what do we do? What is its purpose? Will it free the captive or transform her like the other unfortunate? Place your hands on the console. Arcana, take a closer look. I mean, he wouldn't. He would just put his hands on the console. Fuck it, he'd be like, whatever, I'm just doing it.
Suddenly, you feel a hideous squirming in your head. The parasite. Then discomfort fades, and another sensation washes over you. Connection. Authority.
Authority. Illithid wisdom. Will the pod to open. Difficulty class 2. Success.
You feel the biomechanical brain of the console process your command and yield to it.
Hell yeah.
A shiver runs across your mind. You feel sated.
Oh, there she is. Hello.
I thought that damn thing was going to be my coffin. Thank you.
Your mind lurches into her thoughts. You feel her gratitude, but also guardedness. And above all, a will to survive.
Ah, my head.
I'm getting you out of here. Follow me. Did you feel that just now? We're in each other's heads. I like that one. Better get out of here. It's everyone for themselves. I like that one. He'd probably be like trying to flirt with her. Like he'd say it, but he'd be like flirting. Did you feel that just now?
I did. It must be because of those parasites they put in us. We need to deal with that. First, we have to get off this thing. Let's join up.
Yes. Let's get going. I'm Douglas L. Toast.
Shadowheart. One moment.
She wants me. I say, what's that there?
It's nothing. Trust me.
Lying bitch.
We need to get to the helm. Now.
She's lying.
She's right. Lead on.
Yeah, me. Lead. I will lead on. Let's go. So now there's 3 of us in the party. We can carry on now. We've been through that door. Let's go through here. It says here, look, that's my goal. Escape the naughty Lloyd. You have to get out of this naughty Lloyd. We can see M with a map, right? Press M, you get the big map. So we can see like what we know, what we don't know. So we've been here, we've done this, and now we're here. Escape the Naughty Lloyd. Unscented Dove Soap is really, really good. It's like so mild. I'm paranoid that will touch the pages of my books and they'll be ruined forever. Pronouncing it as Naughty Lloyd moving forward. Hey look, that is the way. I say there, good man. It's the Naughty Lloyd. Restorations, in case we need them.
All right, my darling.
All right, my darling.
We are nearing the helm. Once inside, do as I say.
Who put you in charge? I'll trust my own judgment.
Cat fight.
Cane yank.
Wow. I cleanse and moisturize if needed, but that's it. Alright, so this is the part of the game. Everything to this point, right, everybody finds easy. This is the part of the game that trips everybody up. Everybody trips at this point, right? But it's very important to pay attention to the dialogue that goes on here, because this is a lesson for you moving forward for the rest of the game. Okay? I just sneezed and peed myself a little. I love that. I love it so much. There's no way 4 of those creatures did that job. So that mind flayer. Hey, it's Corvum Rip.
We must escape now.
Okay.
Do it.
See?
We will deal with the Geich after we escape.
So the dialogue. So let's look at the turn order. This giant demon goes first, then it's us. But there's a little button here which is a combat log, right? So we can see like what's just happened, all the stuff. But look here. This is what's important. We're in combat, there's a lot of enemies, but you can see here there's a counter. 15 turns remaining. It says here, reach the transponder before the Naughty Lloyd crashes, and you can also see exactly where we're supposed to go. What a lot of people do is they get to this point and they trip up because they try to fight all of the enemies. If you do that, you are very likely going to die. That's because even after you kill these enemies, more enemies come. You can do it. I have certainly done it once. I've seen other people do it and struggle because you're a level 1 character. The whole point of this section of the game is to basically run. It's to teach you that not every single fight you can win. And in this case, getting the fuck out of there as quickly as possible is like what you need to do, and that's exactly what we're going to do. So we can only move a certain distance. You see here we can move 9 meters, right? So you can go further than that, but it won't let you. So we'll go as far as it lets us go. But now we're not going to do any actions. If we get too close to people, they will be able to attack us. We're not going to use any actions. We're not going to waste our time trying to beat people. Instead, we will use, instead of taking an attack, we'll use our action to do a dash, which means that we can then run even further, like double the distance. So if we select dash and click OK, we can now run even further. So I'm going to keep heading up over to the Naughty Lloyd. We'll end his turn, and then it's Shadowheart. So she's going to do the exact same thing. So we're going to dash for her right away, and then we're just going to go as far as we can. Let's try and get, whoever can get there first is the winner. You as well. So let's dash and run. And the enemies are going to get turns, but you know, we'll see what happens there. Miss. This guy's going to attack that guy, so that's fine. I've got to keep my retreat is my wheelhouse in most games, right? So he's trying to attack. Not everyone may make it. right? But we just get out as quickly as possible. Lae'zel's nearly already dead. Now look, if we get too close to the enemy, it'll say like, oh, he's going to give you attack of opportunity, right? We're just going to run out of the way of everyone. Now new enemies come in. The closer we get, new enemies come in, but it's not a problem.
Hurry before they strike.
You can see there's the new enemies that have come in, but it's okay, we're still going to be able to make it. Oh, she's going to get an attack of opportunity. Why is she? Oh, because someone's on her. So this is a really good thing now to check, because what's going to happen here is this thing, this creature, she's right close to it. So if she tries to move away from it, it's going to be able to attack her. So we can either let that happen, or we can try and push it away and then run. We're not going to be able to jump away. That's still going to do the attack of opportunity. The only option we have is to push it. If we push it away, we may successfully be able to run away. Yeah, see? So we did that. We pushed it away, and now we can run away without taking any attack. Now they're all going to come on me. Lae'zel only has 1 health left, and then she's going to be dead. Well, unconscious. Okay, so we have a chance now. We can get to this thing, maybe. We're not going to be able to get that far, but maybe if we dash. We only have to get as far as there, really.
Forward, Istik, before more dragons come.
Okay, so you wasn't able to do it. Can I share a little helpful bit? Yeah, absolutely. You can absolutely share anything you like. Please go ahead and share. Yeah, she's made it to the transponder, and that's the end of this scene.
The Helm's alien transponder. You've made it into...
No, you can absolutely share. That's the whole point of this playthrough, is for giving tips and help. See, we managed to make it out. Everyone alive. Ish. Before you enter this room, change Shadowheart's spell to, I think it's drop from memory, then close the distance with double hand sword guy. When close, use spell to make him drop his big sword. Oh yeah, that's really, really good. Look at Toasty coming in with all the min-maxing techniques. That is really, really good one. And I can't wait to play this one day. Ember, honestly, you're gonna love it so much. How much you like D&D, and you're gonna love this game. If I played this, become the most unproductive human being ever. It is honestly so fucking good. We are off the ship, guys. Intro complete. This is my 5th playthrough of the game now. Maybe more. Okay. Check myself for injuries. Yes, I think I would do that.
Other than the infection, you're more or less intact.
All right, my darling.
But it'll all be for nothing if you don't find help soon. The tadpole is a death sentence, and the clock is ticking. You need a cure.
Unique items. General tutorial. Go to your personal chest in camp during a long rest to find some of your unique DLC items. So now I have a camp and I can send things to my camp, which is what I'm going to do now. So we'll look at J in a minute, but first let me just add some shit to wares that are basically absolutely useless and send this to my camp. So camp supplies, any food, don't let it sit in your inventory. If you pick up any food in the game, you see any food, right click on it, send it to your camp, because that is where it's going to be very useful. That's where you can eat. When you rest, you have to eat food in order to gain your health and to gain all your stuff back again. If you don't, you don't get it back. We'll talk about long rests and stuff when we need it, but for now, let's just go through the game. Right, so this beach. There's a mangled fisher. We're going to go and take one step at a time, because why not? Gold? We want gold. We can see the map here, right? Obviously, there's nothing, but we do have a camp that we can go to. If we click that, it will take us to the camp. And the camp, you'll basically find, it'll just be you, your treasure chests. If you've got the DLC stuff, you'll have like a box of like all the DLC items, the clothes and things that you can wear and stuff. So that's all at the camp. You can go there anytime. That is where you do your long rests in the game. J brings up the quest log, so you can see exactly what you need to do. You can see our completed quests here. Rescue the captive, we did that. Right, Shadowheart, we did it. And we escaped the Naughty Lloyd, we did that too. So now our main quest, we need to find a way to get rid of this parasite, this worm that they put into our eyes and went into our brain. Now, that is the overarching mission of what we're trying to do. As we try and do that thing, we're going to get loads of other missions, loads of side quests, loads of other stuff to pick up and do. But that is our main goal, right? Don't lose sight of the main goal. Like, we want to try and get rid of the people like, oh, what am I doing this whole game for? We want to get rid of this mind flayer from our brain. Brain rot indeed. So, to that end, let's look around at everything as we find on the beach. Like, why the fuck not? We're here by the water. Let's just press, remember, hold down left alt.
Fresh water. There must be a settlement somewhere nearby.
Hold down left alt to find anything around. Most of the time it works to see what is pickupable. Pickupable. And it'll appear like this. Look, it just highlights itself. Alt, no alt. Alt, no alt. So you can see this is a bit of the Naughty Lloyd. Okay, let's keep going then. Ah, it's Shadowheart. Why, hello there. Wake her. That's a way to wake someone.
You're alive. I'm alive. How is this possible?
Bard. Oh yeah, here we go. Look, this is a bard. Cleaving arcane magic to musical artistry, bards are performers without compare. They draw on songs empowered by spells, inspiring their allies and toppling their enemies. So we have a choice. I was hoping you might know that. Doesn't matter, we made it. Or, as a bard, I now have a new option. So every class will sometimes in conversation have their own option, one that you don't need to roll for, it just is. So in this case, as a bard, I can say, perhaps it was some dramatically timed divine intervention. So it's quite poetic.
The Divine tend to keep their interventions close to the chest. Though, I suppose it's not impossible.
Now what? Do you have any idea where we are? What happened to our Gith friend? So, probably will ask, do you have any idea where we are?
No, I don't recognize this place. But anything's an improvement on where we just came from. First things first, we need supplies, shelter, and most of all, a healer. We might have escaped, but we still have these little monsters in our heads.
You want to stay together? Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say.
We need each other, and we both
She
know
needs
what's
me.
at stake. Can't think of better company.
She is full on flirting with me, guys. Alright, let's get moving.
One thing, just before we go. I wanted to thank you again for freeing me. It would have been all too easy for you to run right past my pod, but you didn't. I'll remember that.
And she will.
Lead the way.
Fun fact, even if you do run right past her pod, she still survives and you can still pick her up as a companion. Daughter of Darkness, continue traveling with Shadowheart. We recruited a half-elf named Shadowheart. She was also aboard the Naughty Lloyd and infected with a parasite. Oh, I like her. Yeah, she's alright until you realise she can't fight for shit. But she's one of the most romanced characters in the game. I can already tell you right now that Douglas Toast will attempt to romance everybody without hesitation. Every character, because he's a horny bugger. Laszlo Cravensworth. That's what he's about, baby. Backpack? Don't mind if I do. Ah, an old floppy hat. That is perfect. See. Jackie Daytona. Regular human barman. As a bard should, 1,000,000%. Oh, there's a pouch here. Hello. Healing potion. Excellent. I'll take it. Don't know what this myrgrass is, but I'll grab it anyway. Suspension of myrgrass. Dead fisher? Everyone's bloody dead, mate. Can you romance multiple people in the same one? Yeah. You bloody bet you can. And sometimes if you play your cards right and romance the same multiple people in Act 3, you get to have an orgy with all of them and a pair of twins. Just saying. Although if you get really close with Lae'zel, she doesn't like you romancing anybody else. FYI. Karlach is the best Ember. Mummy Karlach. Oh my god, yes. 3000%. We'll meet Mummy Karlach. And Douglas Toast will have the biggest crush on Mummy Karlach. I can tell you this right now. Well, there's the nudge I needed. It's like buys game instantly. You have a PlayStation, right? You can get it on that. So that goes back into the Naughty Lloyd. Let's just finish exploring out here. Romance tutorial incoming? Just say all the right things. A perfumed letter. Let's read it. Sigh, I love you. There, I said it. And if you meet me tomorrow, I'll say it again. And again. And keep on saying it till we're old and grey. So let's do it. Let's go to Baldur's Gate. I know it's risky, but so's staying here. The last few months have been hard, but they're always a little easier when you're there. Leave your boat and meet me at the hill overlooking the old bridge. Bring whatever you can carry. We'll make do without the rest. Don't be late. Love, Anna. She looks like she could break me in half, and I like that in a woman. Yeah, same here. 100%. If you meet me tomorrow, I'll say it again. Ultimatum detected, narcissist. Oh look, yeah, bucket of fish, eh? Are there any good fish in here? Headless fish. So it says here, look, camp supplies. So let's right click it and send it straight to camp. Don't even bother. Oh, there's the head from the headless fish. And you can multi-select and send to camp. So again, if you're playing this game, just remember these things. These are little quality of life things that are useful. Shanties for the bitch queen. And we all row with the spray upon our necks. I'm not going to sing it. Nice. And look here, we have water. I'll take water and I'll send the apple to camp. Oop, not jump, but move. Okay, perfect, perfect, perfect. All this is done. This whole area is explored. Oh, hold on a second. Give me 2 seconds, guys. Hang on. Yeah. Sorry, so that was Mrs. Mo, but she doesn't want to be on camera, so I put the BRB screen on. She's going to get a bat. You heard me right. So she recently just passed her exam to be a bat ambulance driver. Bat ambulance is basically just our car, but she goes like there's a bat. She works for the Bat Conservation Trust, and she did do like answering calls and like helping people when they found bats and they didn't know what to do with them. But now she gets to go to the scene, get the bat, right, and then take it to the vet or take it to a nearby place where they can look after the bat. So she's on a call right now. It's like 11:15 at night. Someone's found a bat, so she's off. She's got the bat phone. It rang. She's getting in the car. She's going. Yeah, sick. It's so sick, isn't it? Yeah. Crime time. It's not crime time. That's incredible. I love watching bat rescues. The bat phone. I know. It's so cool. That is super cool. I know, right? It's super cool. Wait. This isn't D&D Sunday. No, Blue, it isn't. Your car is not a Batmobile. Facts. It absolutely is the Batmobile. Does that make me Robin? I don't know. I don't care. Maybe it makes me Batgirl. I'm happy with either. Right. Onwards, my friends. Oh, wait, there's wooden barrels here to explore. What's this? A hand drum? I could use one of those. Maybe I'll swap it out for my actual... Ooh, thieves' tools. Yoink. Gotcha. So the other thing I'm not going to do in this playthrough, because I'm trying to keep it as vanilla as possible for everyone who's watching, I'm not going to change the OG characters. Normally when I play this, I respec everyone. I respec them all into being more useful, but I'm going to keep it all like just basic, so that we can kind of like enjoy. If you don't know about all the other things that you can do, like you'll still be able to play through the game without having to worry about like making everyone like as bloody strong or as powerful as they can be. Like you can just play the game. Cool. All right, let's see what else is there. There's another barrel. You see, I'm like taking my time to make sure I explore absolutely everything. You don't need to do that. I'm doing it for your benefits. I obviously know everything whatsoever and all the stuff, but you know, I'm taking my time so you can see it. Belladonna Took. Now this is a sigil, an ancient sigil, adjacent sigil. So we call these are the adjacent sigils, and they let you fast teleport to other places. So once you unlock adjacent sigil, you can go away to anywhere else you like. Wherever else you find. So we can unlock this door using the lockpick. So let's try that. It may pass, it may fail. We'll find out. So it says here, I need to roll a 20 on this. Okay, so what am I getting? From this 20, what do I get? I've got a thieves tool, so I can use that. I get +2 because I have a dexterity, and I have a +2 for my sleight of hand proficiency. So already out of the bat, I already have 4, which means I have to roll a 16 or more to hit 20. But you can see here there's some added bonuses I can add. Shadowheart has a cantrip called Guidance, which gives you an additional 1 to 4. Rewatch Freaks and Geeks, absolutely. Gives you an additional 1 to 4 on a roll. So the question is, do we attempt to lockpick this? We'll have a bonus of between 5 and 8. So the minimum we have to roll on our d20 is a 15 in order to pass this check. Right? Gotta run, Mo. Work time, we'll try and work after morning. Yes, of course. Enjoy. Thanks, buddy. Take care. So the question is, do we want to risk it, use our thieves tools to roll a 15 and make it happen, or if we fail, we don't open the door and we lose our thieves tools? Okay, so that's one option. The other option is, if we look at the door, sometimes we can attack the door, but it's doing no damage, and the reason is the door is very, very strong. So it's a lockpick or nothing. So these are our options. Or we can try and find another way in. So those are kind of like, that's, I guess, sort of like the options. Here we go back into the Naughty Lloyd again. So what, this was also the Naughty Lloyd? Yeah, that's also the Naughty Lloyd. So I'm going to do the risk of trying to roll the dice, adding in the bonus, and see if we can roll a 15 or not. 18! Plus the 2, 20, plus another 2, 22, plus the 1, 23. We smashed that door, guys. We fucking smashed that door. Let's go inside. Perception failed. Brilliant. Okay, I wonder what the hell we have here. Let's save the game. So, use a light source like a torch or a light. We don't have any lights, but there are braziers here that we can light up to see our way. There's a chest. Oh, look. Loads of cool shit in this chest. Let's take it, including a torch and a trap disarm kit. So we can equip a torch offhand and use it in our offhand torch. So now we can just carry a torch around so we can see.
This place wasn't built for the living.
Just avoid that trap.
Ah, okay, so there's traps on the floor here. So we want to be a bit careful. If we step on a trap, we'll probably die. And he would have just run straight into the trap without even looking, because that's what he does. But he knows that there's a trap there. Are there other traps? Probably.
Trap.
Yep. Okay, so there are traps.
Watch how you go. There's a trap.
Okay, there's a button there. Does that button set off the trap or stop the trap? Let's find out.
Trap.
I mean, let's just keep going. Nothing's happened so far, and I feel like he would just be like, yeah, man.
Be wary.
Let's rob this shit. There's a shield. I'm proficient with shields. I can use a shield. Hell to the mother flipping yeah. Let's go. I've got a shield, guys. That's increased my AC to 15 now. It makes me slightly harder to hit. The perception fail is so ominous. I know, right? It's like you know something's wrong, but you don't know what.
Trap. Be cautious. Strange coin. I wonder what it's worth.
Soul for sale. You've gained a point of inspiration. Hell yeah. So when you get inspiration, in this game you can use inspiration, you can re-roll a dice fail. So if we do fail one of the dice rolls, we can re-roll the dice because we have inspiration, but then it burns it. Once you've used it, it's gone. But in this game they stack, so you can get multiple inspirations and across all characters, so then you can get double, triple inspirations.
Watch how you go. There's a trap.
Dead to Me is a good follow-up to Freaks and Geeks. Dead to Me. Dead to Me. Why does that sound familiar to me? Have I seen this one? Uh-oh. That's us dead. We opened up the sarcophagus and we died. But we can reload the game. Now we know, don't open the sarcophagus. That's why I saved it before I clicked on the sarcophagus, because I knew. But there's also a lesson, always be saving all the time. Oh, okay, I don't know if I know that one. Oh, there's a chest over there. Let's see what's inside. A ring. I will add it to my wares. We'll sell that mother flipper.
No traps, please.
Yeah, no traps this time, please. Plate and a glass. Can't say I'm very interested in either of them. Okay, so we can either go... Oh, there's things still here. Scroll of protection from evil and good. Protect an ally against the attacks and powers of aberrations, celestials, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead. I'll take that, thanks. So we've got this door and this door to go through. Let's go through the small door first, and then we'll go through the big door. I hear something.
No lock, no handle.
It's locked.
How does it open?
I can't lock pick it. Attack it? No, it's sturdy. This entity was vulnerable to your attack and took double damage. Oh, really? Oh, but it didn't. Oh, because it's sturdy. So look, it's got slashing vulnerability. Oh, so if I slash at it, it will take more damage. So I can try that. Arrows, it's got resistance. But it is sturdy, so it may not slash. Yeah, it's sturdy, so it means I need a stronger weapon to be able to do it. So although it is vulnerable to the attacks of piercing damage, it needs to be done with a stronger weapon. Basically, there's no way out of that one. But there is this door here, so let's go down here and see what's up. Oh, that's also locked. That's also medium toughness. I can't get through that either. Well, it looks like we're going back the way we came because I don't have any more lockpicking kits, so I can't do anything about that. On Death and Resurrection. Oh, look, there's a book here. Let's see what that says. Read. Excerpt from the ongoing metatext Rebound by Iosipha Elgin, a scholar excommunicated from the Church of Denia for her heretical efforts to reconstruct the metatext, a God's annal of lost and hidden knowledge. There's a lot of lore to be had if you read these books. Much like Skyrim, you get to learn a lot about what's going on. Of what value is a life? Far too esoteric a topic to warrant any serious critical consideration between these pages, surely, or so it would seem at first glance. But once we push aside the mysticism and dewy-eyed sentiment so often clouding our assessment, it is clear that across all the spinning planes, each and every life does indeed have a quantifiable value. It is simply that not all are equally valuable. Consider, we already know that the destruction of our material form is not the end. If anything, our souls are more free after death, transcending planar barriers and in search of a resting place that best befits our deeds, beliefs, and station in life. But even this assessment is subject to market forces. Lord Kelemvor, weighing our souls against how thoroughly we have given them over to other gods, empowering them in turn. There is, of course, an alternate route, or alternate route, how do you pronounce it? Not the end of the path, but the chance to retread it. Clerics across the realms wield the power to return life to any soul deemed worthy or willing. So look, we've learnt some information. Clerics can bring people back to life. It is strange then that these so frequently intersect with those deemed wealthy enough, for the components for such a spell are beyond the means of mortals, most mortals. I have interviewed those who have made such a return, and in truth found them to be the most dull and unimaginative sort, that I cannot possibly imagine what it is they were so eager to return to. If a true assessment of the journey is to be made, then there is simply no replacement for embarking upon it oneself. Perhaps one day this great volume of learning will make me worthy enough to walk that path, and wealthy enough to return. Good book. It is now going to be ad time, so let's save. Switch over to the big screen. As soon as we get the Frodo jump scare, we'll read another poem. We're on Sapphire Black, by the way, which is the next one. Let's get our jump scare in. I'll drink some water.
Do you watch ads?
No, I do not.
Have you watched ads?
No, I have not.
You're a beautiful viewer, a beautiful viewer. Will you watch ads?
Maybe.
Oh, when will you watch ads?
Hi subscribers and YouTube viewers. Welcome to Poetry Corner. This is Sapphire Black. Gaze upon the stone-hearted soul, grey instead of gold, shying away from the dire and staying stun-lipped against terror, fearing the label of shiny, undeniable, forceful, unagreeable sapphire girl. Sapphires push for trouble, they read double on scant words said by fools, causing lines to turn heads in shopping malls with consistent, clear-spoken no's, upset teacups in undereducated table talk. Angry met by angry, until that's all black women are known for. Sapphires are precious jewels, September rocks, inlaid in society's rules that say to women, don't chat back, don't glare like that, don't write poetic manifestos. We are told we are too precious for this cruel world. A sapphire Sappho will have none of that. Pulling off her mammy cap, her Jezebel garter, her exotic map, to stand, pulpit tall, eyes staring at the back of the wall, declaring to a graduate class, speak up, you owe your world that. Good one. That's solid. That's a solid. I approve. Oh, minute of ads. Guys, how are we doing? Those who are still here in non-ad hell, in non-Bezos territory. There is always that, isn't there? The Bezos money. The dog is actually sleeping in her bed for once. She loved the way you read her poetry, and goddamn, there's no better way to honor her. I really like that one. It's so good. And she did like the way I read. I've actually found some videos of Jen on a podcast that she was on last year, where she does read some of her poetry from the book. And I probably will share it I'll share it in the Discord with you guys. But it's so nice to see her speak and to hear her voice again, because I used to love our phone calls. She was always like so enthusiastic and so much energy, so it's good to see that still like there, so it's cool. I'm back from Bezosville. Hell yeah. He's just a struggling man. He needs the money to fund his 20th yacht. Yeah, it's like I say, man, even the multi-billionaires have got to get their jet planes detailed, man. They need that cash. They need that ad revenue. Something fierce. Right, friends, this is going to be our last run in now, because obviously this will be the last ads, and then after these next ads, that will be it. We'll be gone. So does this button disarm the trap or set the trap? As we push the button, what does it do? Can we still open the sarcophagus? No, we're still all gonna die. Nope, we died. Watching someone read their own work or talk about their own art is like a joy. Yeah, like no other. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I'll share it with you guys on YouTube. It's pretty good. It's long. It's like 3 parts. So you can hear her talk about lots and lots of things. Right, so we made it. We're back on the ravaged beach now. We explored that room. So let's go into the remains of the Naughty Lloyd and see what we can find. Gold. I like gold. A dagger. Oh, we can throw it though, actually. We might keep it because we can throw it. That would be a cool weapon to throw. Oh, there's another one here. And another one there. Take all the gold. Hi, Eli. Ooh, makeup done for prom. Let's flipping go. Yes. Right. So, there are some enemies here. I can see them because they're marked in red. You can zoom in and zoom out this map, by the way. There's a little hint. Whoa! Chassis Mama, how you doing? Welcome in. Hi. Oh, Steve, you've got Stevie's attention now. She heard you was coming in, so that's it. She's like, where's my treats now? Hey, guys, hi. If you don't know me,
I'm that British Mo. Hello, bruv. Would you like some candy floss grapes? I'm that British Mo and I play video games. I play D&D on the weekends with my friends. Would you like some candy floss grapes?
Would you like some candy floss grapes? I'm Mo. Hi guys. I'm a streamer of variety, and this is proven today in the fact that I am playing Baldur's Gate 3, where usually I would just play Stardew on a Thursday, but now we are starting a new Baldur's Gate 3 series where we play Baldur's Gate 3 as the amazing Matt Berry, or at least characters that Matt Berry plays, and we have amalgamated them all into one, Douglas Laszlo Toast. And that is the playthrough that we are doing right now. And we've just started, and we're doing it beginner friendly. So if you've never played Baldur's Gate 3 or you're confused about Baldur's Gate 3, I'll go through and teach you things, and we do it all together. I love BG3 and my community loves Stardew. Well, there you go. I would actually like some candy floss grapes. I love Shasta so much. I love Shasta so much too. Hi friend. What were you playing? What were you doing? You were doing House Flipper 2? How is House Flipper 2? I haven't seen any gameplay for House Flipper 2. I've only seen House Flipper 1. Tess on holiday. I'm deep into my BG3 era. Tess, please tell me everything about your character. I must know. I need to raid and run. That's absolutely fine. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks for bringing your people here. For those who are joining, if you want to stick around, if you want to know what we're up to, this is our playthrough. This is the run. This is the run that we're playing. And we've just started. We're just on the beach. So we're pretty much very early on in the game. But we're taking our time because we're doing this as a beginner-friendly run. So I'm doing everything slowly and explaining things as I go. But every decision we're making, we're going to do it as the absolutely incredible Matt Berry.
What the fuck did you just say?
What the fuck did you just say? I am a high elf druid named Wisteria Way, and she's chaotic neutral. I love it. How far are you? I know you're amazing. Hope to catch another D&D stream here soon. Yes, thank you so much. D&D here on Sunday nights, although the next one is on the 12th of April, sometime away. But that's because I'm away. It's the Easter holidays, you know. I must go now, as queer prom starts soon, but I'll see you all later, and I'll send pics later. Thanks, Eli. Take care. Enjoy yourself, buddy. Mid-Act 3. Hell yes. You're nearly there. You're nearly there. Oof. I love BG3 so much. This is probably, I think I was saying this is my 5th playthrough of the game. But it's my first one as a bard. Yep, I'm going full bard because that is what Matt Berry would be. So that's where I'm at. So if you want to stick around, if you want to watch, then please enjoy as I continue to go through. So I've had lots of hell getting through since my first turn-based experience with D&D. It is a difficult thing to get your head around when you're not used to things like that. And people who come over usually are coming over from games like Skyrim or Fallout, and you know, where it's all like real-time first-person action kind of. It's very different than switching into a system which is turn-based with spell slots and, you know, movement sort of limitations and all that kind of stuff. But you get used to it. It's all about strategy. It becomes more about thinking about how best to do things, or not. Looks like a learning curve, but I love that. I do love it. I love it too. So this is another thing I want to show you. I know that there's some enemies here. I can see them. I can see them. Right? Now, they can't see me. And thank you so much for that follow. Because you followed, look what happens. You want to know what happens because you followed today. Follows are anonymous, so we don't call you out. But what we do is that we offer the little mutkins over here. Stevie, in your bed. In. Sit. We offer the mutkins here a little treat. Come here. Come to the camera. There you go. You're a good girl. You're a good girl. Every follow, every subscription, every this gets a treat. So, well done for following. You fed a dog today. You should feel very proud. It should fill you with the same pride should you have helped an old person cross the road, or maybe if you gave money to charity, maybe even if you saved a child's life from a burning building. This is the same level of good feeling inside of you that you should feel. They equate to the exact same thing as what I've just explained to you. Maybe even if you brought peace to a portion of the world, how good would that feel? That's how you should be feeling right now, because you just fed the dog. So well done. Literally fed our matriarch. Stevie must be protected. All the serotonin. So anyway, that's Steve. She's now by my feet waiting for more treats. Feed the matriarchy. Absolutely feed the matriarchy. So guys, getting into the game back again. Right, so here we are. I know that there's enemies ahead of me. They don't know I'm here. Here's a nice little trick. Shift, the left shift button will show you, and as I move the camera you can see what the enemies can see. That's their line of sight. So if I hold shift, even while standing, I can see what they can see. If I want to go sneaky, I can crouch. So I can press C, which will crouch me. It won't crouch Shadowheart though, but we can do that by pressing shift C. Now we're obscured. And it'll tell you here, right, when you're obscured, what the area is. So right now, obviously, I'm fully visible because it's daylight and I'm standing in daylight. But what being crouched also lets me see is their line of sight at all times. So if I'm like, oh shit, there's enemies, and I want to kind of like sneak around, I can do this. Now you can see here, I'm lightly obscured. They still can't see me though, because I'm here and they're there. Now look, as we get closer, I can see their line of sight increasing as there's more of them. So they're all on me. And this is where you can start to have some real fun with turn-based battles. Let me get in this with you. This person's going to see us now, so let's get out of the way. What's great about a turn-based game is the ability to stop time and enter turn-based mode. You'll notice here on my big screen of all different things, right? One of the things that we have is this counter here, this big timer, and that is enter turn-based mode. And what that will do is it will stop the clock and will get us going in a turn-based order based on the base initiative of these two characters that are in my party, and then the environment as a whole. So the enemies won't even get involved until they see me. So this means even though it's not combat, I can stop time and position myself and do things that I wouldn't normally be able to do. For example, that enemy is moving around and walking around and doing things, right? If I freeze time, I can stand right behind this guy and that guy won't move because time is frozen. So let's see, for example. So again, before we enter any combat, before we do any crazy shit, stop time. Let's get in where we want to go. And before he moves in, we'll stop time. So here, look. You've entered turn-based mode. This game is paused around you and time is broken down into rounds that represent 6 seconds each. Turn-based mode can be used to avoid traps, perils, or being spotted. Right? So we can turn off turn-based mode here. Then you can't turn it on back for a little bit, but we can go here and now we can enter it before he moves. See, look, he was just about to enter turn-based mode. I've now avoided it. I can move Shadowheart somewhere separately and I can have Douglas Toast do something here. So in this case, now because time is frozen, I'm going to move Shadowheart over here and I'm going to get her to attack that creature. She's got a spell called Guiding Bolt. I think she also has Sacred Flame, which is a cantrip, so she can use it as many times as she wants. I'm going to cast this cantrip and I'm going to attack this creature. Now you see, initiative is started, the enemies are surprised, but it's just about high, they're surprised because I was hidden and I attacked them and they're like, what the fuck is this? So now I get an extra round of movement because I did the attack and now I get extra, which is awesome. But look at what's happened. In this whole situation, these guys are now all locked into a fight. Look, 1, 2, 3 Intellect Devourers and Shadowheart. They're all locked in a fight. They're in turn-based mode. And this is a great cheese tactic of this game. Because look, Douglas Toast is not in the fight. He is not in turn-based mode. And none of these people can move or see him. I can go and do anything I like. I can go anywhere I want. As long as I don't enter this red space, I will remain out of battle. So I can go off, I can go somewhere else, do tons of things, like, you know, carry on the storyline. These guys are all locked in time, but I'm outside of all of that, which is crazy. Like, normal D&D can never work this way, right? But in the game, you can cheese the game and you can do these things. You separate out your people and you can enter one of them into combat and have one separately, and you can do this all just by like separating them out and having them do their stuff individually. It's really good if you want to ambush people. You can set people up in different places, hide them all, enter turn-based mode, and then attack one at a time. So normally, like Shadowheart was here, she went first in her attack, and she's at the end of the turn order. But look, if I come in with Douglas Toast now and I do an attack, I have advantage on the attack and I can go and hit them. They're already surprised. I will enter battle now. I got my attack and I get to attack. Then I'll get my other turn before they still do. So I can still do some cool shit. So this one's been hurt. So now she's done, but she's got a Shield of Faith. But I'm not going to use that. And healing, which I'm not going to use. So I'm going to leave them as they are. And now the enemy can come in. So they were surprised now. Now they're not surprised anymore. But they still got to get to me. This guy might be able to get to me and do an attack. But he missed. So now we can go ahead and fight these guys. And again, I can do them in different orders. So I can go this guy first. So remember I said I've got that Thunderwave spell? So this is great because look, I can push both of them away from me. Thunderwave will do between 2 and 16 damage. It could kill both of them. And you can see the arrow where they're going to go. Sometimes if they're on the edge of a cliff, you can use Thunderwave to push them off the edge of a cliff and they die instantly. This is some pretty cool shit you can do. So I'm just going to attack both of them. They both fell. They both died. Fantastic. And now we go to Shadowheart, who can attack. She has a sword. This guy's got 10. So we could Sacred Flame it if it works, or we can attack with a sword. There's an 85% chance of me succeeding with a sword. It tells you 85%. There's only a 50% chance of me succeeding with Sacred Flame. So let's go for the sword. 5 damage. Now it's going to make its attack. 5 damage equals. There, dead. And I've leveled up. So I've gained enough experience now between the beginning and now that I've leveled up, and we're going to level up our characters in just a second. So let's go and look at firstly what loot we can get a hold of here. If any, I don't think these guys will have any loot on them. A brain, which I can use to make an elixir of psychic resistance. Interesting. Okay, so let's look at leveling up our characters. Each one is obviously separate because they have different abilities, but let's see what we can do with them. Firstly, also, is there any restoration pods here? I don't think there is. But there is a chest, so let's see what's in here. We've got some oil of diminution. It's no good. I'm going to add it to my wares. Dead Mind Flayer has a spiked bulb. Okay, it's an exploding a bomb of sorts, so that's great. What else have we got? Anything? There's a guy up there. Can we reach there? He's also got stuff and a skull. I don't know why he's got a skull on him, but you know, whatever. There's another Dead Mind Flayer there, but we will explore all of that kind of as we go. Probably go out here first. But let's level up first. And see how that looks. So we'll save the game and go to the level up screen. So level up, we just click the shiny arrow next to the character. Now this is where we choose. So you can see here automatically it's going to level me up to level 2 Bard. But at this point is where I can change things. Because remember I said that I want him to be a Bard but maybe multi-classed as a Warlock. So I want him to be both a Warlock and a Bard. Why does that work? So a Warlock also uses Charisma as their spell casting ability. So if you already have a high charisma character, then multi-classing it into another thing that uses charisma is really, really useful, because you can share that ability between both. And the Warlock gives him powers that will allow him to actually do damage to enemies, whereas as a Bard he can do buffs and debuffs but doesn't really do tons of actual damage, not till much later on. By getting a couple of levels in Warlock, it means he can actually be useful in a battle if he's not running away scared, and sometimes he's not going to be able to run away scared, so having that ability is pretty good. The other option is we can obviously keep going on as a Bard, so we can gain more spells, we can we get this new ability, which is the this action, Song of Rest, and we can swap out our spells for other things. But I'm going to take Warlock. So here we got the level up and the Bard, but we can add a class. And here I'm going to add a class of Warlock, and you can see here, look, Warlock also uses Charisma. There are other things that I wouldn't be able to use. For example, a Paladin uses Strength. I would be awful at being a Paladin. It would be a terrible idea because I have very, very low strength. So I want to try and move to things that either have high dexterity. So a Monk is also a good one. So you can be a Bard Monk. Because I've got high dexterity, a Monk would make him very good at close fighting, but that's not him. He wants to stay back. He wants to stay far away. And it doesn't make any sense that Douglas Toast would kind of train as a monk. It's more likely that he's found himself stranded in this place and a demon comes up to him and is like, hey buddy, how would you like unlimited power? He's going to be like, fuck yeah, where do I sign? So that's why I'm going with Warlock, because I can properly see that happening. But as a Warlock we get a couple of cantrips, and we get one of the best cantrips in the game, which is Eldritch Blast. It's a really powerful bolt of force. that you can use as many times as you like. It is bloody awesome. So I'm definitely going to take that one. And the other one you can have Booming Blade, you can have Mage Hand, which I really like the idea of, so having that spectral hand coming up and like taking things and moving them around. So that's a really good option as well. But as a Warlock, we also get to choose our subclass. How did we become a Warlock? So this is the Archfey. So you don't always have to become a Warlock because a demon made a pact with you. It could be a Celestial. It could be a creature from the Fey realm. In which case you gain some Fey abilities or Fey stuff. If it's the Fiend, then you have pledged your soul to the Hells or Abyss in return for a deadly arsenal of Fiendish Arcana. So we gain some Fiendish spells. And we have Dark One's Blessing. So when you reduce a hostile creature to 0 hit points, you get 4 hit points. You've got the Great Old One. You pledged something unthinkable to an unspeakably ancient entity. And in return, it furnished you with powers of cerebral entropy and control. So you get some really cool spells. We already have Dissonant Whisper, so we can get something else. And we have this mortal reminder: when you land a critical against a creature, that creature has to succeed at Wisdom saving throw or gets frightened. And finally, you can be a Hexblade, which is a really cool Warlock that uses like a weapon, like a sword weapon, but it's magically imbued. And can actually generate one from thin air. But again, this doesn't really suit the character because he wants to be far away. So the Fiend is pretty decent, and we get some cool things with Fiend like Witch Bolt, Burning Hands, Hellish Rebuke, pretty decent spells. And with the Great Old One, I think we still get Hellish Rebuke and a couple of other things. But I think which one is the better one? The Fiend, the subclass with the Dark One's Blessing. I think that's the better one to go with. So we're going to go with the Fiend, and we're going to swap out the armor and the arms of Hadar, and instead we're going to take Hellish Rebuke, which means if somebody attacks me, I can fucking tell him to bugger off. Now, I would like to take something really powerful. I would like to take Witch Bolt. I would like to take Burning Hands. But realistically, I think that Douglas Toast would take Expeditious Retreat because he's a coward and he gains a dash immediately, and as a bonus action on the end of all of my turns, I will get dash as a bonus action. So I could actually move quite far on the battlefield. I can move, then I can dash, and then I can get a bonus action of dash. So if I had to run away because I'm a coward, I could run very, very far. I've never played a pure mage type at all, just a cleric back in the day. Clerics are great ones. I was a Warcraft Warlock boy. Warlock back in the day. Were you? Oh, no way. Oh, we played all the Warcraft. That's sick. Okay, so I'm going to accept this, and this will be my bard. So in the D&D world, we call this a bard lock. A Warlock bard is a bard lock. So Douglas Toast has now made a pact with the demon. Shadowheart, however, is a cleric, and she will remain a cleric, and so we will keep her in the cleric skills and let her do her cleric shit. So her cleric spells, let's move them all out and let's reassign what we want her to be spell-wise. So yes, she can have Guiding Bolt, which is useless, but Sanctuary is fucking fantastic. For those of you who don't know, cleric with Sanctuary ability, top notch. If you cast Sanctuary on a creature, on your friend, on an ally, they cannot be attacked. Unless it's an area of effect attack, but no one can directly attack them until they attack first for 10 turns. So you basically can take a character who you know can't die and you can protect them. Hey Danish, how you doing? I love Sanctuary. It is brilliant. Bless is decent. We need Cure Wounds. She's going to be our healer. And Healing Word. And then Inflict Wounds is probably going to be the one that she will use to do lots of damage. there we go. We have leveled up now. Shadowheart still needs to get her health back, but we'll do that later. Let's go and explore out here and see what we can find. There's a clamshell. Pick it up. It is absolutely useless, but we can sell it. So let's sell it. I don't think there's anything else in this particular spot, unless... Alchemy tutorial. Your party has found some alchemical material, ingredients. Gather them into one inventory and use alchemy to craft your own potions. That's actually quite useful to do, by the way. There's anything here? No. Now we can go up there, and I will... Oh yeah, actually I will go up here, yeah. I was going to go the other way, but I'll go this way as I'm already here. Doing good, mate. Just having fun on WoW? No way. How goes the conversation game? Oh, it's fun. It's fun. We're having good times. And lots of conversing. I'm doing most of the conversing. My throat is already dry. There's Astarion. Okay, so this is where we meet Astarion.
Never wanted the easy path.
And he's another one that this guy's going to want to
A mind flayer.
to get. Oh, let's talk to this guy.
That thing's bound to be dangerous even...
You approach the dying monster. This is the thing that abducted you. You could end its life here and now, if only you didn't feel compassion. Compassion.
Give in to the emotion. This isn't right. Step away. No, you should be furious. Shouldn't you? Yeah, I should be furious.
Yes, you feel hate. And you deserve to be punished for it. You should be whipped, made to bow before this creature in shame. It's possessing your mind, forcing you to love it. But then the feeling slips. The creature's mind seems to focus elsewhere.
Intelligence. I don't have any intelligence, so I'm just going to break free.
The monster lies exhausted, defeated. Its eyes, wet orange pearls, radiate malice.
Close its eyes forever or leave it to die slowly? Yeah, I wouldn't leave it. No way, man. I'm not leaving any loose ends. Squish its face. Goodbye, mate. Let's loot your body.
Death is too good for it.
Yeah, too right, mate. Death is too good for it. There's a lot to explore of this naughty Lloyd. Oh, there's loads of dead goblins here, man. What the hell? Health potion, I'll take it. Supply pack, we'll send it to camp. A goblin bow. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Can we get up there? Is this where we were? No, we haven't even been down here yet. We're getting ahead of ourselves. So there's an Astarion in that corner, and there's a Gale in this corner. He would also definitely be trying to fuck Gale, just saying. Well, okay, so that section here comes out here. So I need to go and check this. Ooh, potion of speed and a void bulb. Yeah, okay, so that's cool. So where was Gale? Gale was over here somewhere. So we came out here and we explored down here instead. Now there's Astarion. Okay, so Astarion is that side and Gale was up here. No, not there. Where did we go? We came here. I thought we went through. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, we went through there. Here. And Gale is up here. Okay, so there's Gale. Right, let's grab Astarion.
Hurry. I've got one of those brain things cornered. There, in the grass. You can kill it, can't you? Like you killed the others?
No, absolutely not. And kill it yourself, mate. You look capable enough.
I was hoping for a kind soul. Well, not to worry.
Dexterity. Quick, roll away. Okay, dexterity roll. +2 from dexterity. I've got to roll a 10. But I can get a guidance bonus from Shadow Heart. So I have to roll at least a 7. Nice. +2 +1. 13. Let's go.
I saw you on the ship, strutting about whilst I was trapped in that pod. What did you and those tentacled freaks do to me?
You have it backwards. Put the knife away and maybe we'll talk. No, I haven't done anything to you yet. You have it backwards. They snatched me up too. Yeah.
I'm not an idiot. I saw. Ah!
Your mind twists. You're looking out of unfamiliar eyes, prowling dark, busy streets. You try to hold the memory, but it fades to the worm. The light, the fear.
What was that? What's going on?
Put the knife away. Honestly, I have no idea.
It's those tentacled monsters. Whatever they did, whatever they put in us, just created a connection.
He seems to know more about it than I do.
I saw it during whatever just happened. And to think, I was ready to decorate the ground with your innards.
Good luck.
Apologies.
Apology accepted. Glad to see we're caught up now. You'd better have more to offer than apologies.
I'm out of wine and flowers, so I hope an introduction will suffice. My name's Astarion. I was in Baldur's Gate when those beasts snatched me.
Baldurian, okay. I introduced myself as a Baldurian.
Is that so? We clearly move in different circles.
What a dick.
So, do you know anything about worms?
Nope. You know as much as I do. I know I don't want them in our head. Definitely that.
No. Of that much we can be certain. These worms are already affecting me. I can feel it. Now, what to do about it?
And what's your plan? We can start by traveling together. I need to get moving, but you can shelter at my camp. Do what you want. I'm leaving. Now what to do about it? And what's your plan?
Well, getting out of here for a start. Then finding anyone who knows about these worms. I need an expert. Someone who knows how to control these things.
This hat is my favorite part of the cutscene. It's so good, isn't it? Control them. I want them gone. I need company for the road. I need to get moving. Yeah, I'm going to say control them. I want them gone.
Well, yes, of course. But first things first.
Okay, I need company for the road. Why not come with me? Yeah, sure.
You know, I was ready to go this alone. But maybe sticking with the herd isn't such a bad idea.
Maybe not.
And you seem like a useful person to know. All right. I accept. Lead on.
Right, so he's also leveled up because he's joined my party now, so he gets to have my level up as well. So we can, he's a rogue and we're going to keep him to be a rogue. So here again we don't really get much. He gets new actions but we can't change anything. We're not going to change his class or anything like that. We can keep him exactly as is. Right, now let's go get Gale. Whoa, Mantis, how you doing? Thanks for the sub, buddy. Look, now the dog gets a treat because you subbed. Look what you did. Still on. Damn. I probably missed it, but how many people can you have? You can have 4 people in total, including yourself. So you and 3 others, if you want. And you can send everybody else back to your camp, and you can swap people out whenever you want. That's another good thing. Because sometimes you'll want a rogue and a cleric, but sometimes you'll want a barbarian and a fighter. And so you can just swap things out at different times.
What's going on with that room?
You approach the sigil on the stone. Magic glitters and swirls from
Still on for another 15 minutes, Mantis.
Malfunctioning. It looks slightly dangerous.
I would definitely touch the sigil, wouldn't I? Or would I leave? I mean, it's dangerous, but he's also like stupid. He'll just be like, yeah, go on.
Anyone?
It's bloody Clem Fandango's mate. Yes, I can hear you, Clem Fandango. Warlock Charisma. Yeah, let's do that. So it's only a 7 because it's a Warlock thing. So I basically only have to roll like 3 or something.
Whatever you're doing is working wonders.
Just got her back at camp, exactly.
Pull should do the trick.
There you go. It's Timu George Michael.
Oh. Hello. I'm Gale of Waterdeep. Apologies. I'm usually better at this.
Introductions and not wasting the time of passing adventures. I certainly hope so.
At magic. Say, but I know you, don't I? In a manner of speaking. You were on the North Lloyd as well.
You was on the Naughty Lloyd? I was. Never mind that. How do you get stuck in the stone?
I don't know what transpired exactly, but the ship broke into pieces and I suddenly found myself in freefall. As I was plummeting to certain death, I spied a glimmer quite near where I estimated my body to impact with less than savory propulsion. Recognizing this glimmer to be magical in nature, I reached out to it with a weaving of words and found myself on the other side, as it were. How about you? How did you survive the fall?
To be honest, I haven't a clue.
Fair enough. But even so, I have the unfortunate suspicion your survival is still very much in jeopardy. Back on the ship, you too were on the receiving end of a rather unwelcome insertion in the ocular region. Were you not?
He's so good. I couldn't have faced it more repellently myself.
No sugarcoating it, is there? The insertee we speak of, this parasite, are you aware that after a period of excruciating gestation, it will turn us into mind flayers? It's a process known as ceramorphosis, and let me assure you, it is to be avoided. You don't happen to be a cleric by any chance, do you? A doctor? Surgeon? Uncannily adroit with a knitting needle?
You seem to know enough about our condition to realize it's beyond most clerics' skills.
Most, no doubt, but I find myself hoping to be in the presence of the few. You don't happen to be one of them.
Bard, I can tend to basic wounds, but alien parasites? I can't say that I am.
We're most certainly going to need a healer, and soon too. How about we lend each other a helping hand once more and look for a healer together?
Yeah, I can do that.
Most excellent. A parasite shared is a parasite halved, or something to that effect. Oh, but before you think you're about to embark on a journey with most ill-mannered a man, thank you for pulling me out of that stone. It was an act of foresighted kindness, I assure you. For I have the feeling ample opportunities will present themselves for me to return the favor.
I do like Gale. And he has wild sex scenes. Just saying. So he is a wizard. Raven, how you doing? So he's a wizard, so we're going to check his subclass. Oof, so wizard subclass. Now this is where we can have some fun, baby. Yeah, we're going to keep him as a wizard. We're not going to multi-class him. But let's just take a look at the different options we have. Abjuration. You twist and harden the weave. The weave is the D&D magic. Right? When you have magic, what you're doing is you're manipulating the weave or accessing the weave. I'm mixed right now. Just had a final session of a 3-year-long D&D campaign, which went perfectly. That's beautiful. That is so beautiful. So yes, so this is weave into arcane wards to protect yourself and others. Blade singing, the mastery of wizardry and swordplay. You combine the elegant maneuvers of a warrior with the devastating magics of a mage. So we've not done this one before because it was new, I think. So subclass blade song power and training in war and song. You gain proficiency with light armor and the performance skill. You also gain proficiency with daggers, sickles, short swords, rapiers, scimitars, and long swords. Conjuration. Compelled by shape and motion, your favored arcane style involves summoning creatures and lost objects as well as displacing them in space. Divination. So you can sculpt the future like temporal clay into a more favorable form. Enchantment. So enchanting those people around you. Evocation, striding unharmed through the unfettered chaos you call. Aha. Illusion, again, restitching the fabric of reality. Necromancy, raise the dead. Transmutation, you have power over crude matter and its manipulation. So again, you can get an idea of what's available because you can see like the different... to be fair, it's not so much. It's like what you get. You get these subclass features, which are really cool. So you can see it gives you an idea. Divination, you get things cost half as much, but you get the portent, which is quite cool. Your dreams grant you glimpses that let you influence the future. So after a long rest, you get 2 random portent dice, and during the day, you can use your reaction to change the dice of any attack roll or saving throw, which is really cool. If you don't use it, you'll lose it. Enchantment gives you hypnotic gaze. Evocation gives you sculpt spells. Create pockets of safety within your evocation spells. Allies automatically succeed saving throws and take no damage. Illusion gives you minor illusion. Necromancy, Grim Harvest. If you kill a creature with a spell, you regain hit points equal to twice the spell slot level used. Transmutation. Experimental alchemy. You can brew 2 alchemical potions instead of 1 when combining extracts. I think Divination or Blade Singer would be the best. Blade Song, you gain +2 bonus to armor class and your movement speed increases by 3 meters. You also gain advantage in acrobatics and +2 to constitution saving throws. It doesn't work with medium armor, heavy shields, or heavy armor. You must be wielding a dagger, longsword, and rapier. It's a class action and it lasts for 10 turns. I love making Gale Abjuration. Do you? Do you really? The next campaign was swapping DM, and the new DM has decided upon us using Rule 2024. Feels so. You know what though? There's a lot of things in 2024 that I really like, and as you play the game in 2024, they make a lot of sense. For example, surprise and the way it's changed is much better in 2024. The druid is far more balanced in 2024. There's a lot of really good things in 2024 but you know what, when you play with it and you see the change, you see the difference as you're actually playing the game, you'll like it. I think you will. Let's go with Divination. Let's get those portent dice, man. And what spells would I take? Let's see. Magic Missile. I always liked it before, but it's really not good in this game. Chromatic Orb is always fun. Ice Knife is very, very useful. So let's go Ice Knife and let's go Shield. Shield? No, let's do something a bit more damaging. Maybe Chromatic Orb. how you're almost forced into specific backgrounds for classes for the ability score bonuses? Yeah, I mean, almost though. Like, you don't have to do it though. That's the thing. I think it's done that to make it easier for people, because I think a lot of people really struggled with background, whereas now it's more closely linked to class than it was before. But again, it's D&D. If you don't like something, like, you can drop it, right? And I think that's what's really important, isn't it? It's like the table should decide. If there's something you're not interested in, be like, nah, sorry mate, that's not working. But yeah, I mean, it all depends on the whole group need to be cool with that. Okay, I'm done with him. All right, so this is another Jason sigil that we can use, and we have Astarion, we have Gale. So let's keep exploring. What haven't we seen yet? There's a lot of areas we haven't explored yet, so let's go through them. Well, it is actually nearly time for us to finish, so maybe this area here is a good place to stop. Because it's coming up to midnight, guys, and time to end. So this is the chapel entrance, the chapel entrance. There's lots of people here to talk to, so we can end it there. And yeah. Oh, that's where we went in. So we went in through that door already. So let's save our game. Let's do a proper save of our game. Douglas L. Toast. We should probably get rid of some of the old games, because all of these games take up so much space. We'll just keep our main one for now. There we go. Perfect. All right. Oof, that was long and full of many, many explanations. Awesome start. I know, right? We went really slow. We took our time, and I think that's kind of like important with when you're trying to teach Baldur's Gate 3 because there's so much to learn and to understand that it's good to kind of like go slow, which is nice. I'm still going to try it because I love my group, but the fact that backgrounds no longer have anything unique about them, just having basic feats that anyone can pick up whenever, is a little sad. I understand that. I understand. I think maybe if you speak to the DM and get them to like change things around, like again, I just hate, for me personally, when I DM, I hate kind of sticking to any solid rule sets. I like to be flexible, and I like to do things for the table. If that meant one character wants to build their character on 2024 rules and somebody wants to use Legacy, I don't care. As long as everybody's cool with it, let's go. We're going to end stream with the last poem in the section of identity. This poem is called and we won't raid, we will end stream. Even if that means creating a new creature, absolutely, absolutely. Shrimpy knows. Shrimpy's going to experience my DM styles now, or should I say GM styles, as we are going to be playing Daggerheart. And I'm very, very excited about this. Cool. So I will read this. We have ads in 5 minutes, but we'll stop before the ads even come up. We'll read this and then we'll say goodbye. And I will see you all next week, because there's no D&D on Sunday because I'm not here. I'm going to be in London. So yeah. Jeannie, I dream of her. Jenny, down the block from me. Geraldine, loves performing. Gwendolyn, likes to paint. Jenna likes rock climbing. Georgina is an amazing dancer. Geneva is in Switzerland. Juanita is also not my name. I'm none of these women, nor that place of origin, though I get called it all the same. Always wrong, never my name. But I get it to an extent. I'm here to test your spelling. My purpose? To spill your ink, the humour and the shame. So, thank you for the attempt. With errant's E's and invisible A's, don't even try French pronunciation. You'll be factoring it in all day. Call me Jen if you struggle. Ms. Ray if you're nasty. Miss Ray if I teach you. And I'll do my best with your name. Signed, Anonymous. Thank you, Jen. And thank all of you for being here today. I will see you all again next week. And between then, we will be in the Discord. So have a great time. And I will talk to you again soon. Bye, everyone. Bye.